Alrighty, and welcome guys to another episode of NOVAtazz's Automotive Podcast, episode 37, season 2. And I have Big E joining with me, and I'm sure we'll have some others drop in here and there. Just do a quick sound test just to make sure everything is working. If you can hear me, let me know. And Big E, if you want to say hi so that way they can see if they can hear you.
Hi.
I know I need to turn up my mic because I can barely hear you.
Oh, it's unusual.
That's because I had the mic turned down because I was doing a bunch of stuff and everybody was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I was up to 6 o'clock in the morning this morning, working on a new intro for the truck videos. I'll put a little bit of a teaser on my Instagram. I think it was just on my Instagram and my Facebook, but I don't know if it's if it was on my other my NOVAtazz Facebook. But I know definitely it was on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So I see Mrs. Formy's in here, so I'm going to expect that possibly Chris should be dropping in at some point. If Miss Formy's already in here. Now, you know what does surprise me?
Hmm?
There was not a pilot already sitting in the waiting room.
Yeah.
So, Miss Formy, did the intro sound just as good this week as it did last week? Don't mind me, I'm just putting up banners. I need to combine the "We're here every week at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sundays" and the "Don't forget to tell your friends" just because they just both need to be playing.
Hmm.
Oh, it sounded better this time.
Oh.
Now I gotta go on and wonder, did Chris not pop in before the stream started because he wanted to hear the beginning?
I would never.
Dude,
No.
I'm jealous because I don't get to hear the own beginning that I took freaking forever making. I can tell that it plays because I have the little sound bar for each of the audio tracks,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see it moving, so I know it's playing, but I can't hear it. It doesn't play on the computer.
Well, you're gonna have to grab your phone or a tablet or something just so you can listen to it once.
No, I won't bother.
Better
with
go
it.
back and listen to your own replay.
Yeah, I might do that, but I wouldn't bother with because then I might, knowing my luck, something would happen and things would get all screwed up and all that fun stuff. Like last week where where nobody could hear the actual, like you guys talking for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got something in my eye.
Yeah, but that was just in line with Halloween. We were ghosting ourselves.
Was it that? Well, it wasn't Halloween though, was it? Was last weekend Halloween?
Right after Halloween, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
It was also a full moon on Halloween too.
Spooky.
I think it was actually a special blue moon too, or was that the month before? I don't know. So I had an absolutely freaking, I wouldn't say boring week because I like I said to everybody else, I started working on a new intro for my truck videos. Same one that I started working on before I built this computer the first time. Because remember, that's what originally I went to go try to do that for the new computer before I bought the new computer, and the laptop wouldn't do it at all. It would crash immediately. And then when I built the new computer, that one wouldn't do it either. And this one, believe it or not, as powerful as this one is, had trouble doing it. It did it, but it's slow. It's like working on my laptop doing regular videos.
Yeah.
which is amazing because this thing should be able to run circles around almost anything that's out there right now. And it struggled. Now, there are better, I bet you, like, obviously now that the new AMD CPUs are out, they're going to be faster than this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, almost, almost double the speed? Or at least 50% faster?
Something like that.
And then you got the new Ryzen graphic cards out that are out too that even blow. Well, I shouldn't say they blow NVIDIA's out of the water, but hopefully you can actually get them when they come out.
Yeah.
Unlike NVIDIA launches new graphics cards, not available for a year and a half.
Pretty much.
By then, obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, how can you have such a marketing screw up? I have no idea. But anywho, is there anything fancy in the news? I know I saw that somebody stole out in California. There was a DJ had one of those. What is it?
Yeah, one of the
F500s
Velociraptor
or
head.
whatever. The 6x6.
Yeah, it's what is it? Well, it's not 550. It's like a Raptor.
No, it was no. It was a 500.
No.
It was an F 550. Because it was in
Was it?
Life Apollo's had it in the beginning of his in one of his live streams as well. It was an F 550. It wasn't a Raptor. It was an actual 550 6x6.
Oh.
And they stole it right out of a Ford dealership's maintenance bay.
Oh my god.
And then police picked it up when the guy was driving erratically with it, and then he ended up crashing it into a light pole or a telephone pole or something.
Smooth.
Yeah, and then hopped out. Like, he could have rampaged for a lot more. The truck barely booped the pole.
Mm-hmm.
Though we do need to. Miss Form is the only one in the chat. She might actually get lucky and get a little bit of points ahead here. That is if CloudBot is working. We'll have to see if it's working. It requires that you know how to drive, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
Excellent.
Alrighty, CloudBot. Let's give everybody in the chat 2,000 points.
Points?
Which would basically be me and Miss Forming.
Yeah, for some reason mine's not loading.
You're. Oh, Pilot just popped in. Oh no.
Sweet Jeebus.
I think he just missed it. Well, let's see. Pilot had how many points did Pilot have? Pilot had 34,542. What's he have now? Yep, 34,542. But what's Miss Formally have? Miss Formula had 47,25. She now has 42,725. Yep, he just missed it.
Oof.
Oh, sorry, Pilot. You just missed the beginning live stream points. The one time you don't pop in early. Oh, that sucks. I don't think you got it either, Big E.
Oh.
Let me check. Big E is 8392. Big E up there is 8392. Yep, you missed it too.
Darn it. Heck.
I had 4. I got it.
Oh, hardly surprising.
Well, I typed in hashtag top before it started. Oh no! You shouldn't have been drinking so many of those. What the hell does he drink? He drinks those.
Ice House.
Yeah, ice houses.
Ice house.
Too many ice houses before the live stream. I had to pee. Damn it.
Yeah, what gives?
That's okay. That's my second glass of my beverage. I'm
Gee
starting
whiz.
out on a good note. Get that first one out of the way. So yeah, I saw that. What else did I see? Straight Speed got a 63 split window Corvette.
Cool.
Oh, it's gorgeous. All black.
Mm-hmm.
Side pipes. Yeah, it's a sweet looking car.
Nice.
So So there's that. You've got some news we'll get to later on the what's wrong with the truck.
Yeah.
You're conveniently hiding it. I don't know. I don't think I saw anything from you guys, Chris. I don't think you have anything new to add for the card. Anything newsworthy in the card department from you, Chris? Anything you've noticed? Anything that's going on with your personal fleet? Without getting into the projects, just general car news.
Nothing that really jumps out. I mean,
Yeah,
about
it's kind of a dead
It's
area.
not even car. Miss Formie did her mechanical work on the Skidoo snowmobile, so it's ready to go.
Oh, there you go.
Replacing the battery, the choke cable, and drain the fuel and refill the fuel tanks with premium non-ethanol fuel, and got it running this afternoon. So
I still have to call the hydraulic line shop and find out how much it's going to cost me to replace those lines.
Well, you might want to get on it.
Oh yeah. I wanted to do it last week, but last week was so freaking hectic. I didn't have freaking time to do anything. Oh, so they've just been sitting in the back of my car in a plastic bag.
Nice.
So there's that. DIY gang, the one that did the burnt Hellcat.
Yeah.
They won the Copart rebuild of the year.
Nice.
2020. So he won the he won it with Phoenix. So he won that, and so yeah, that was pretty cool. Like I've watched how many people do Copart builds, and he's the only one that I know that it worked. Where is it? 70 Pilot. It's 70 degrees up there. We had one or two warm days. I think our first warm day was what, Friday? Yeah, I think it was Friday.
Yeah.
It was cold on Saturday, and then it was warm today. Yo, did we lose you, Chris, or are you just yelling at the chat?
no, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get the chat up. Mine went, for whatever reason, is being a pain in the back. You know what? So it doesn't want to load right.
Pain in the backside, huh?
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. What else did I see? I haven't watched too much automotive YouTube. Just mainly Goon Squad, DIY Gang. Oh, Grant got his Fairmont up and running.
Nice.
The straight six fan.
Mm-hmm.
He got that up and running. I found out the name of Jason's new ride, which is Blackjack. His lifted. Was it an LTD? I know his other one's a Grand Marquis, but I think this one's the Ford.
Yeah.
Crown Vic.
Yeah, I think it's a lifted Crown Vic. He's got 31-inch tall tires on it.
Damn.
Which is the size of the tire that's on about the same size tire that's on the back of my Nova. But all the way around.
Dang.
I think my back tire is like a 29.
Yeah.
Like 29-30, right around there. No further progress on the fuel system for the TA. Because I had to wait so long to get it, other things have come in the way. So some of it's needing to make sure I have enough money in the bank when I go pay for it.
Yeah.
Had to wear as pants in 70 degrees weather. That doesn't sound comfortable. But that is coming. I had to go get my eye exam to get new glasses first, which I did that last week. Or this week. The week that's just passed. So now I can go and order those.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is over here spamming my chat with his personal links. How dare you?
Just an email. I mean, he left a message somewhere last week, and I couldn't
teasing.
find it.
Chris, I'm teasing.
Yeah, I know that.
Let's see. So there's that. I told you about the truck. The truck. I just need to go. Has anybody had hydraulics lines made? I'm debating on
Nope.
whether or not to go with the stainless steel again because I'm pretty sure I know that I can get new lines. I don't know for how long. I would say at least 5-6 feet, and they look like they run about $100.
Hmm.
120. I'm hoping having lines made locally does not cost that much.
I wouldn't hope so.
That would be a semi-affirmative.
But they do or don't.
Yes, you can get homemade lines made.
Yes, but I'm hoping that it's not for like 100, 120.
Yeah,
I'm looking to spend
I've had
50,
some
60.
done, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm looking to spend $50, $60 for the lines, but
Um,
100 or so
check
will
with your local
definitely.
Farm and Fleet Tractor Supply, see if they do them.
There's a couple hydraulic line places around me. There's one out on the other side of Lehighton, and I think there's one up in Hazleton. So I just got to call them up and see what their pricing is. Just like I said, with everything else going on, I haven't been able to do it. And it's not like, okay, that's like the last hurdle, but that's the last big hurdle for the truck. Obviously, I still have to clean out the bed, which is full of trash from when we moved, and that was going on 3-4 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, the bed has been full of garbage for the last like 3-4 years.
What are the lines for?
Transmission cooler. Right now, they're steel braided, but I don't
You
think
saw hoses, or what did you want to go with?
hoses, because it's got to run up to a cooler in front of the radiator.
Radiator and your AC condenser.
Yeah, it doesn't like it's an aftermarket one, so it's not stock.
Yeah.
So it's not like I can go out and go buy stock hard lines because they won't go where they're supposed to. Oh. Pilot says he used to have them made all the
Trying
time.
to remember
Yeah, that, and
if I had any left anywhere.
it's got like AN fittings on the end of it, so not the red and blue stuff, just a regular, not compression fitting, because that's what's on a normal transmission line, but I got hydraulic line fitting. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to have a power steering line fixed, but that's just a regular rubber line with a crimped end.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have one crimped. Have a new end put on it because the line itself blew out, so I had to have the new line put in. But that didn't cost me much, like maybe $20-$30, but that was rubber line. I don't know if I can use straight rubber line all the way from the transmission up to the cooler.
I wouldn't.
Well, if you use a hydraulic rubber line, you would be able to.
Yeah.
You know, just keep it
I'm
on the
worried about the
outside of your frame,
exhaust.
away from your exhaust.
There's no way to keep it on the outside of the
something.
frame. It has to run on
Well,
the
you know
inside.
what I mean. I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
have it. You gotta have it
The way
shielded
that this
somewhere,
line
but-
runs, it runs up the C channel on the inside of the frame. But it does have to pass right by the exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you could put a shield on. Put a
Okay.
shield on it somehow, probably then. I mean, you figure all your like your car haulers and like a log truck, they got extended length hydraulic lines that they run on all their things for the operations.
All right. Now I see why I
For
got
all.
nobody in my live streams. Like Grant just came in here and said there's too much competition to this hour for live streams. I don't know. I mean, like I've been doing live streams on Sundays at 9 for even when it wasn't on my channel. For what, 4 or 5 years now. So
Yeah.
I've watched people that used to join my live stream start their live stream at the exact same time I do, which is frustrating. It's like, fuck you, just, give me competition that I didn't need. Though competition's a good thing, but like literally, this live stream's just, it's pretty laid back. It doesn't have a theme. Uncle Tony starts his ahead of your slot, but goes longer. I'm usually not free this time at night. Yeah. But was it Joey 66? He used to join our live stream and then started his own at basically the same time that I do mine. Then of course, you still had Salad. I don't even does Salad Bar still even do live streams? I don't know. I don't follow his channel anymore.
I don't know.
I cheap while you wait. Pick your fittings and total length. Tri-State Equipment, Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Yeah, but that's like a forever and away.
Hey, that sounds like a channel donation opportunity to me. There,
What?
Pilot can get some made, and it's a road trip for his ice house and his Cadillac.
He's a little bit far away to get all the way out here. I mean, that's like all the way across the freaking continent.
That's only halfway across.
Halfway, yeah.
It's north of Chicago. North of Chicago.
Well, that's a 5-hour plane ride.
It's a 12-hour drive.
That's a 5-hour plane ride.
Yeah, that's a 12-hour drive. He can do it.
I've been to Chicago. Chicago's pretty. But the funny thing is Chicago's only pretty skin deep. Like, the whole top layer of the city is gorgeous because they hide everything underneath the city. All their traffic, all of their everything is just underneath the top city street. Like if you go to Philadelphia or whatever, all the traffic's at city level. Chicago hides all of their traffic underground. They have a whole street system underneath the city. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Some of it. New York City's the same way. If you come down 95,
most of it, but
yeah,
like, I don't know if New York, their side streets are underground too. Like in Chicago, their side streets are underground. Like all of the buildings are literally like 2 floors underground. The surface street is like on the 2nd or 3rd floor of all the buildings. So like there's like they just kind of like built a crust on top of their city, and that's the walking.
A crust.
A crust. It's got an exoskeleton. But yeah, that's why like Chicago, when you look at the scenes of downtown Chicago, it doesn't look crowded. It doesn't look, everything looks nice and neat because all of that congestion and all of that stuff is literally beneath the top layer street. Whole side streets, freaking highways, everything goes underneath. I mean, they have surface streets, but it's not, it's, mainly used for walking or biking.
Yeah.
Deep dish road system. Oh, that's hilarious. Their deep dish pizza. Oh my god. Their hot dogs are to die for. The hot dogs in Chicago, if you get like a Chicago style hot dog, is freaking awesome. And their deep dish pizzas are like nothing. I have never seen a deep dish pizza like Chicago's. But then again, that's like, that's kind of like saying, like, if you were to try to get a Chicago deep dish pizza out here, it would be like trying to get a Philly cheesesteak anywhere outside of Philly. Yeah. They call it a Philly cheesesteak, but anybody who's grown up in Philly knows that's not a Philly cheesesteak. If you're not carving it off a spit, number one, if you're not carving your beef off of a spit, it's not a Philly cheesesteak. And if you aren't using Cheese Whiz, it's not a Philly cheesesteak.
Cheese Whiz isn't even what it used to be.
No, it isn't. But, I mean, you can use American cheese, but, I mean, like, it's just the way that they cook it and prepare it that I haven't seen it come... And also the rolls that are made in Philly are just a little bit different than I've seen most people use rolls for their cheesesteaks. They're always either too soft and squishy, which means they get all, like, goopy, and they like fall apart.
They absorb everything like a damn sponge.
Or they're too freaking hard and they're tough to chew through, so when you bite in it, all the meat decides to squish out everywhere. It's got to be crusty, but yet you can still chew through it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest company we use out here is Amoroso's rolls. If you've ever been to a Walmart, I mean not a Walmart, but a Wawa uses Amoroso's rolls. At least the ones up here. And I know that there are some Wawas that are outskirting that I don't know if they use Amoroso's because they're kind of far from Philly.
How widespread are they now? You got any idea?
They are
Wawa store
not.
chain?
They are not up here. There is one, and it's up by the Pocono interstate exit. So all the way up.
You guys
above,
are probably flooded with sheets up there, though, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we have a few sheets. No, it's mostly freaking Turkey Hill, Sunoco, which they both
Turkey Hills.
suck. I mean, Turkey Hill's great. Their gas is fine, but as far as their like stores,
That's
they're
how you used to pull gas for.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, their stores are good. Their stores themselves are good, but they're not as Sheets, and they're definitely not a Wawa with the way that they're.
No, because they don't have the hot deli.
They do have a hot deli. They do pizza and stuff like that. They do made to order,
Do
but
they
it's
now?
not like the big ones.
I haven't been in one that does that anymore.
The one that we have up here in Hometown, right on 309, it does it, but the one that I have in Tamaqua does not.
I mean, back when I hauled fuel for them, when I was on that account, they were basically a glorified 7-Eleven.
Yep.
You know, they didn't have the hot deli thing. It was just a convenience store, get gas. Oh, great, accident ahead.
Was that what it's like? Get groceries, get gas. Hey, look, an accident ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. You'd see someone. I used to laugh because you'd have the ones that crack me up the most is the ones that would come up. You're dumping a load of fuel, and they come up and they start bitching at you about the price of gas. Lady, I just haul the shit. I don't set the prices. I'm sorry, but you want to know something? You think you're getting this big damn deal? Oh my God, the price is 2 cents cheaper than across the street. Guess what? If you go across the street and get their gas, it's the same goddamn thing that you got.
Right. Well, actually, no.
Because it's the same
sometimes that's
gas.
true. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's different. I know, like Exxon, they have a different stuff they put in their gas.
Exxon does their own and Sunoco does their own, but
Right.
outside of that, because of the additive package, now Sunoco is definitely their own because they have their own fuel rack. They mix their own, period.
Right.
Exxon has theirs mixed at the main rack in Harrisburg, but it's an additive package. But everybody else, it's the same damn thing for the most part. You know, it's an additive package.
I know that if I can go to like Valerio or whatever the hell that one's called, I never get as good as gas mileage at those ones. Never.
Yeah,
it's always like 2 or 3 miles to the gallon less.
All it is the additive package they put in. And some of them run a higher, like now you got a higher grade of ethanol.
Yeah, unless they're
quote unquote, distilled water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if they're freaking diluting some of that's why it doesn't work as well. Just so they can save money, because I know gas stations used to do that. They used to dilute it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just ever so slightly.
That's not including what's already in the tank just from the condensation.
Right. I want to welcome Jesse Williams for joining us tonight. Welcome aboard. You say gas will be going up. Yeah, I wonder why.
The only thing I can say,
we are not even touching the political scene in this live stream today. Not at all. So if it's anything related to political, just curtail yourself.
Utilizing that big measure stick to measure the darn tanks in the ground has got to be closely akin to being a veterinarian for an elephant when it comes time for artificial insemination.
Let's insert that pipette.
That's what they actually related to. That wouldn't make any sense.
See you later, Grant.
See you, Grant.
Grant's not far away from his 2,000 sub goal, by the way, if anybody didn't notice. So if you haven't followed Grant, that's Straight Six Fan in the chat, go check out his channel. See if we can get him to 2,000 subs. He's like damn near close. Besides, I want to see a burnout in that fair.
Hey, there's a change.
What?
I checked our channel yesterday.
Did you get some
We're
subs?
killing it. We got a whopping 73 now.
Wow. I guess I
Sweet
should promote your guys' channel since you're in my live stream all the time.
Mhm.
If you don't know, our buddy here, Chris, with the Peterbilt sign, he has a channel related to F bodies, Firebird Nation on YouTube. I always forget to promote you because, well, most of the time, most of the people I have up here don't have live streams, or they don't have a YouTube channel. Like I used to have Will on here; he doesn't have a YouTube channel. Big E doesn't have a YouTube channel. He doesn't even have an Instagram.
I have a YouTube channel. I have one whole video.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
What's on the Lovely Bunch of Coconuts YouTube channel?
Go look.
All right. Well, everybody, go look at after this live stream. Check out A Lovely Bunch of Coconuts and check out his video and let's get him some views.
Wait. Hang on.
It's a backflip, flying squirrel spin cat doing a 5-point landing on the bed behind him.
That's okay. He got a bunch of cats mail ordered to his house and they got delivered right onto his bed. I mean, nothing better than a whole bed full of fur.
He got a stork. He got a stork bill full of hairball.
I know. He sent me a picture. It was looking. The hair was kind of sparse on the lower end of that cat. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh, do I need to bring that picture up?
No.
Go for it. What the heck? Go for
it. But no, we'll save that later for what's wrong with the truck.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. I see we're sitting at 3 likes. I don't know how many people we have in the live stream right now. I think it's like 6 or we had.
It says 6.
Well, I'm also not expecting this to be a really super great live stream this week because I didn't put up the live stream until a half hour before it started. Because again, busy, forgot about it, realized it like as I was making dinner. Oh crap! I haven't put up the what do they call that? It's not a link. I haven't scheduled the live stream.
Yeah.
Ahead of time.
Preemptive notification.
Yeah, I slipped up on that one. I didn't put it out. So, but we were steadily gaining viewers all the way up until like an hour, 10 minutes ago.
An hour ago.
I've been chilling for an hour now already. Yeah, I got a little bit of head start on the live stream and started with my beverage of choice about an hour and a half ago. Oh. I think I'm going to have to mix a drink here in a minute because that one's already half gone and we're only 30 minutes in. There you go, Chris. You got a new subscriber. You can welcome Jesse Williams to your subscription list. I didn't start the live stream without you. I just started the beverage ingestion without you. Normally, I open up my first beer as soon as I go live, but I started with dinner. I wanted a drink with dinner, which today's dinner was cheesesteak and pierogies. Ooh, excuse me.
Dinner was ho-ho?
No.
Well, that was interesting.
That's Chinese food. You can get the ho-ho platter.
It's like you sneezed and your screen went blipped off and on back on.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't sneeze. I burped. Pilot, you got 2 new subs there, Chris. 2 new subs.
Sweet Jeebus.
So are they subbing?
Yeehaw, keep it up.
To Big E, or are they? Did you guys sub to the link that was clicked in there for Lovely Bunch of Coconuts, or did you go sub to Firebird Nation? Because you might not be getting the same content you were looking for.
Yeah.
And trust us, people. Do not go by the name A Lovely Bunch of Coconuts. You will not see nothing inappropriate. So don't let your imagination run away with you.
Mhm.
Okay, pilot sub to Big E. That Big E's channel, I do believe was just sarcasm because he doesn't have anything on it.
I
He's
have
like, I
one.
lied. He has one video. You should be
Oh, I
streaming.
just got the notification. New subscriber.
There you go. You should be streaming our War Thunder and stuff.
See, I should be, but most of the time the Wi-Fi here is useless, or the internet. I mean, not the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. You kind of need a decent. You need at
But
least 10 or 12. You need at least a 10 or 12 upload for.
Well, I have upload. Don't you mean download?
No, because you're uploading.
All
When
right,
you're
all right, wait.
streaming, you're uploading.
Let me do a speed test real quick.
Yeah. So when you're streaming, you're uploading. So you need your upload. I mean, anything above like 5 or 7 is decent for upload. As long as you don't have several people uploading at the same time. I mean, even my live stream, my upload
more than
I think my upload's at like 25. But we pay extra for that because of the fact of both me and Jess being into social media.
looks like I'm gonna be getting about 23 and a tenth.
Download or
Upload.
23.
Upload.
Oh,
yeah,
you're fine.
Well, yeah, tell that to me when I'm on War Thunder and my packet loss goes to like 50%, and I see 40-ton warmongers flying like Mary Poppins.
Yeah, you're using Wi-Fi though, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're hardline?
Yeah.
Well, that shouldn't.
I only got a 100-foot gray snake over here for like 10 feet of distance.
Oh, that's also probably why.
Well, I'm just playing the cards I was dealt.
Oh yeah, that's what we all do. I mean, geez, I was using a free laptop for how long?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I was watching the earlier today on YouTube?
What's
Top 10 forgotten car chase movies.
Oh.
Let's see if I can pull it up and if I can bring up the No. Put that back in there. Put it back in, damn it. Not history. So if I can pull it back up and I'll even quote the video if I can find it. Dylan McCool's got a new project, Ford Maverick.
Oh.
Inline V6 inline 6 Ford Maverick. It's one owner car. Damn. It was sitting in the same spot from the time he was in kindergarten till now.
Good Lord.
Early 90s kindergarten. No, 2001. He's at 2001. So 2001 he was in kindergarten.
Jeez.
Really makes me feel old. Just saying. Because I graduated in like 2001, 2002. Oh, I don't think it saved it. There's a stolen 6x6. A bunch of woodworking videos. Oh, there's top 10 forgotten car chase movies.
Car chases are often...
No, we are not playing the sound. Let's see if he has a list of them. Or do I have to watch it? Oh, I'd have to watch it.
Oof.
I'll just skim through it real quick. Number 10 is Eat My Dust by Ron Howard. Anybody remember that movie?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Any of these movies, they're from like the 60s and 70s. 70s, maybe early 80s. Because that was the prime era of car chase movies. Anything newer, unfortunately, yeah, they might be cool, but they have nowhere near the same feel as the old school car chase movies. I mean, a prime example of that is look at the original Gone in 60 Seconds, and then look at the remake with Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
And that's that whole difference.
Nobody's gonna top the chase scene from Bullet.
Wasn't there like an epic? Wasn't Vanishing Point a really good chase scene?
I think so.
Yeah, early ones.
So there was Eat My Dust. And then there was... Oh, the original
Like you said,
Cannonball.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
No, the original... That was not one of the forgotten ones. The original Cannonball?
Mm-hmm.
Not
The original
not
Cannonball movie?
Yeah, not the one with Smokey and the Bandit guy. Burt Reynolds. Not the before Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise.
Before that one.
Yeah.
What was this one? This one was...
You gotta admit, the one they did was funny, though. You gotta admit, every time he talked about him.
Well, yes, that was funny, but it wasn't... it's different.
Like
Like
got
this,
the same feel.
right, apparently
Yeah,
this
different.
one is a lot darker. The Junkman, 1982. Same guy who did the original Gone in 60 Seconds.
Hmm.
I can't see the chat, so I can see it over here. 1967, Black Krager and Bullet. Black Charger, maybe. Yeah, Charger. Jesse, it's actually worth a watch. It's pretty good. And it actually will make you want to go back and watch some of those. That's Junkman. Number 8 is the original Cannonball. That was with the 73 red Trans Am. And it also had a green 67 fastback, I think.
Nice.
There was a surprise.
What?
I watched that movie, The Wraith, last week.
I love
guess
that one.
Middle of the week of this week. And I didn't realize that they had a Trans Am in that movie.
Yeah, it's yellow and brown. It has a freaking supercharger sticking up out of the hood.
Yeah.
The Last American Hero, apparently loosely based on the original. Is it Jimmy Johnson?
Hmm.
The original, the Johnson somebody. Brain is
Junior Johnson?
Is it Jimmy Johnson? Junior Johnson.
Yeah.
Junior Johnson, I think. American Hero. Yeah, that's... But yeah, basically the whole moonshiner turned NASCAR story plot line.
One that goes on that line, if you like that type of thing's Red Dirt Rising.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a
Two-lane
blacktop. You can
blacktop.
find out on YouTube.
Two-lane blacktop. Do you know that one?
Mm-mm.
Looks like it's got a 50s Chevy. Some other things in it. Looks like it's got a GTO in it. King of the Mountain, 1981. From Universal Pictures.
What is it?
King of the Mountain?
What was the name of it?
King of the Mountain by Universal Pictures.
What's that about? Never heard of it. Is it like a drifting movie or something? Or
No, this is 81. That was way
I've
before drifting.
Okay, before they called it drifting. Still
No,
drifting.
It looks like some kind of...
I haven't heard of that one. Ain't
on
got
the
nothing to
poster
do
it
like
says-
Pikes Peak racing or something like that, does it?
When you're the fastest, somebody always wants you to prove it. It looks like it's got like a smaller British sports car. Can't tell exactly what it is.
That looks...
Looks like it's got a Corvette in it. Dirty, what's that one? Dirty Harry. Yeah, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. I haven't heard anything about that movie, but it's on my list to watch now, yeah. Yeah, I know who Chase Elliott is. Again, just I really have no heart in NASCAR anymore, unfortunately. Ugh.
Well, they made history today. If you like history,
Oh, how's that?
Chase Elliott won the championship, so it's the third in history father-son team that have won a championship at the top level NASCAR racing.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats to them.
Because the first one would be Lee and Richard Petty. Then you had Ned and Dale Jarrett, and now the Elliots are the third father-son that have won a championship at the top level.
Yeah. Number 3 is White Lightning, a 1973 film.
That was a good movie. The one that Burt Reynolds did, or a different one?
Yeah, it's Burt Reynolds. I think it was his first one.
Yeah. Badass Ford they gave him.
Apparently, he missed the jump at the end.
Oh.
Running on Empty, 1992. That looks like it's got... I want to say that's a Mopar. Mike's crazy about Julie and cars, and then comes the ultimate drag race challenge. Suddenly, it was no longer a game. Apparently, it might have been called Fast Lane Fever in America. It's an Australian film.
Ow.
All right, so there's a question for you.
So that's I know exactly what that was. Then that was that. What was it? A Comet GT? Is that what the Australian called their mid-size Mopar?
Probably.
351 GT.
Can we say faster than yours?
What?
Mhm.
Almost everything is faster.
They have
than mine.
they have less restrictions over there as far as their horsepower and top end speeds than what we do here, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the other car was a Charger RT, the obviously the Australian version of the Charger RT, which is not as big of a boat as our Chargers. Their Charger's more like a Challenger.
Yeah, they had the Chrysler Valiant.
Yeah,
I think.
That's what the
Plymouth
GT
Valiant?
was. I think the Valiant GT, 351 GT, I think is, but it wasn't called a Valiant, but it's on the Valiant chassis.
Something like that.
I still think one of the most badass movie cars was the one that Mel Gibson drove in the Mad Max movie, that Torino.
Oh yeah. Number 1 forgotten movie is a French movie made in 1976. I can't even pronounce it, so I'm going to spell it in the chat right here.
Give him a minute. Let him sound it out.
No, it's in French, so I not only do I have to, it's all spelled and written funky.
It's spelled and written using the same letters on your keyboard. Just
okay, but look, like capital and lowercase letters in weird places.
It's a movie title, so anything that's not A or the has to be capitalized.
No, like whole words are, except for then it's got like the whole world is capitalized, but it's got a lowercase e stuck in there somewhere. Oh.
You gotta stylize it, Jesus.
I'm just trying to copy it the way it is.
And Jesse goes, that's why it's forgotten then, because it's French.
Oh, it was. Okay, there it is. It was filmed in 1976. A one-take, uncut race through Paris. No closed streets, no nothing. Just a 8 to 9 minute race, like a single person race through the streets of Paris first thing in the morning.
Ow.
From what I've seen of it so far, what the dude Do I need to turn on the closed captions? I don't think there's any words in it. But what I've seen of it so far, the dude literally, he was a director. There's no other cast but him in the car, and he wanted to do this shot. No permits, no road closures, no nothing. And he's just like, I'm doing this. And so they strapped a camera to the front of his car, and he literally pulled out, ran through the heart of freaking Paris and out the other side. And as soon as he released the movie, he got arrested. But they couldn't pin it on him because they tried to figure out who was driving the car, because you never see the car. So you don't, it's supposed to be like, I guess from what I saw of the video, it's supposed to be like a Porsche. Right?
Yeah.
But the actual car that was used was a, what was it?
Volkswagen.
No, I don't think it was.
Nope, it was a Mercedes-Benz 450 SEL.
Oh, there you go. Yes. And they just mounted a camera on the front of this thing, and it's not like today where you could just mount a GoPro on the front of it. I mean, there's a big hulking movie camera on the front of this car racing through freaking Paris, first thing in the morning. But yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and back in that day, talk about top heavy.
Yeah. So I mean, that's, and like I said, no closed streets, so nothing was staged. All the traffic was real traffic. You know what I mean?
It was like, what was that movie? There was some movie, I don't remember what it was. It might have been like a Starsky and Hutch movie, but they started filming it and something happened, like a car collided with the car while they were filming, and the dude just backed up and kept on going, and they kept it in the movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like they actually caused an accident, and they were just like, don't care, keep going.
Yeah, we've got one take. Go.
Yeah.
We can't do this over.
Yeah, but can you imagine that guy that's in that movie every time that movie got played?
Well, whatever.
Watching over, so shit, they're going to be coming for me.
Well, what happened is he got arrested because he wouldn't give up who was driving the car. Well, he was the one driving the damn car. But they couldn't pin who was driving the car, so they had to drop the charges.
Mm-hmm.
So he got away with it. Huh?
And he got away because he didn't tell them anything.
All right. So they have no proof of who was driving the car. They have no proof of what the car was.
Mm-hmm.
They have no proof of anything. It's just because you don't see anything. All you see is literally the front bumper shot. So there's no, there's nothing letting you know what the car is that's actually being driven. It's all like low down to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a real low perspective. Like when you see people pass by, you're below their waist.
How the hell did they mount a movie camera that? Man, that had to be a pain in the butt.
Especially back in what, 70? What did I say, 76?
Yeah, as big as the cameras were for.
Yeah,
that type of film?
That car is not a small car, and they have a picture of it in the video. So if you want to go watch it, it's shoot, I just closed that window. The author of the video is MFP Map Film Productions is the name of the channel. So you could probably just search MFP and then Top Forgotten Car Chase Movies. You'll be able to see it.
Oh, what the hell? On the Wikipedia page for that movie, they like break it down like distance and time, because they got like the route still exists. You can measure it out and see what time it was.
That and the fact that the whole thing was
50 miles an hour the whole way, which I'm pretty sure is a lot faster than you're supposed to be going in Paris.
Well, especially considering how small the streets are in Paris.
Oh yeah.
I mean, literally, he was popping up on the curb to get past somebody doing a delivery for a business.
Oh, I'm sure.
And there was a lady walking her dog on the sidewalk.
There's what the hell is it? One of the actually, he might have gone through that intersection or around it, but the Arc of Triumph Arc of Triumph.
He went right by it.
Yeah, that has 8 lanes. It's an 8-lane roundabout. with 0 goddamn rules.
Well, yeah, but I think he wanted to go by the Eiffel Tower and stuff too.
Yeah.
But he said that from what I read, what I saw in the video, they chose not to go certain routes because the risk of having a collision or an accident was too high.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, they were supposed to have people that were supposed to not block the streets, but signal him if there was somebody coming the other direction or like at a blind intersection.
Yeah.
But none of the radios worked the day of the filming.
Mm-hmm.
So he was flying blind the whole freaking thing. Like they had some semblance of safety set up, but all their safety precautions failed.
Should have used Energizer.
But yeah, so like he ended up doing the whole freaking run blind. You know what? Where the hell's Cletus at?
Good question.
Of course, then again, with that said, mobile communications back in that day were very limited.
Well, duh.
As far as a handheld.
I mean, we're talking about 76. I mean, unless somebody's walking around with a soup can and a string all over the freaking place.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably been more reliable.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, Grant saw it. I don't know if he's just didn't. Maybe he didn't have internet today. Oh. All right, let's do.
What's the best game going? Motorola.
I have to get going. Good night. All right, see you later, Jesse. Remember, every week, 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what part of the country you're in, so it might be 8 or 7.
Same time zone as us.
Is he?
I think.
Alrighty, let's play our first game. What's in the cup? Start with you, Biggie.
Sure. I got my usual water bottle. Fill up my usual.
Air.
Would I be actually like, well, I mean, of course I would be. If this was empty, I'd be like, just sitting here sipping on air so you guys wouldn't know. But now there's green tea in it.
Yeah,
what?
I know you well enough, Biggie. You would do something like that. Yeah. He's in a different time zone. It's about 8 normally when we start.
Oh.
And that's the thing is I'd love to have this earlier where more people would be able to join because it's a Sunday night. But the problem, I run into several complications. The earlier I have it, the earlier it is in California for people that are jumping in. As it is, it's already like 7 o'clock at night when they jump in.
Yeah.
If I go any earlier, you're running into
6.
6 or 5, which is normal dinner time for most people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he says it's 8 right now.
Yeah, if you're
Oh,
going to California,
like-
it'd be 6 o'clock. When
Yeah,
they
so
start.
then he is out west. So yeah, if I started any earlier, you know what I mean? You're pushing into people's daily activities.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in Mountain Time Zone if it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the thing is also if I start any earlier, I run into the fact of my 3-year-old is still up and around bebopping, which in now it's not as big of a deal as it was, say, when I lived at my last house where my setup was all right in the dining room. Because you could hear him screaming whenever he went down to bed or whatever, because God forbid kids go to bed.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
now as adults we're like, oh my god, bed.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, no, not the evil bed.
It does make you wonder where he's at in Mountain Time now, whether I get anywhere near him on the run.
Yeah. He says he lives in New Mexico. In NM, which I'm guessing is New Mexico.
Yeah, probably.
Way down south.
Miss Foamy's got her usual water. Pilot's got his ice house. I am not lifting up my beverage of choice. You're gonna have to guess. I've been drinking it this whole live stream, so the attuned eye will know what it is.
What's in the cup?
Well, which one are you going to pick first?
It all depends on the letter size, and it can be anywhere from barely adequate to, oh my God, yes, I've won the lottery. Oh, different kind of cum.
He's about 8 miles from the border. He's that far south.
Oh my God. Is that close to Old Mexico?
I am.
OP. OP Mexico.
Well, let's see. Where do we start? Coffee, Pepsi, water, and a Red Bull.
How many goddamn cup holders does that truck have?
He has them floating around. Probably several of them in the other seat.
There's two. There's two beside me at my knee. There's two in the driver's door, and I have this nice little tool caddy thing that Miss Formie bought me when I was in the other truck that didn't have any cup holders, so I can stand 4 bottles of water and 2 coffee cups up in it on each side of the carry handle.
There you go.
Damn.
And then if I got bottles of water, the way the seat's made, the passenger seat with the deep bolsters where you put your butt, I can stack 3 water bottles between my clipboard and the side bolster of the seat and have 3 bottles of water laying there ready to go.
There you go.
Dang.
Not counting,
I swear,
not counting
he has to have a
case of water that is on top of the toolbox on the passenger side floor that, as narrow as this cab is, all I can do is lean over and pull a bottle of water out of the case.
Chris, you need to teach your girl how to spell Yingling. I granted, I know she's not from Pennsylvania, but
Yingling.
Hey,
I'm drinking a Japanese beer. I swear.
It's the most disgusting shit that you will ever taste in your life.
What?
Yingling. I can't stand it. It sucks.
I love it.
And she finally got to try one when she was back before our vacation, back in August.
Well, Miss Foreman, that's what it sounds like, but you just got to remember, we are Pennsylvania Dutch up here, so you got to put a little Dutchy freaking, spelling to it.
Yeah, now is it Dutchy or German? Or a combination of both?
Same thing. Dutch is German. Yeah. It's just a subculture of that area.
Yeah.
Deutschland.
And I'll freely admit, I can't spell it myself, even though I live in that area. I still can't stand the shit. Ugh.
Well, she just rattled off like all my normals, that's just cheating, and you're still wrong. It is none of those, and it sucks because now I can't have a drink until somebody guesses it. I'm gonna get upset.
Samuel Adams.
No, I have like 1 or 2 of those left. I don't have any Yingling in the house. I don't have any Angry Orchard in the house, and I don't have any Guinness in the house.
I need to get some yards and bring it up to you.
Something. I mean, I'm willing to try different things, but you got to remember, I like a
yards
stout or a darker beer normally.
I'm surprised you're not familiar with it because it's brewed in Philly or near Philly.
I don't then tend to do local beers. I'm a little snooty most of the time.
They do it's an original recipe of and she may have to help me to remember. It's like 4 different recipes. It's Ben Franklin, George Washington. I think Thomas Jefferson's got a recipe in there, and maybe Samuel Adams. I can't. There's 4 different ones, but it's the original recipe that those people used on their plantations when they made their own beer on their plantations.
Pilot says the 76 Eldorado had 0 cup holders, but could sleep 8 if you stacked them right. In the back seat of my Nova could sleep 8 too if you stacked them right, especially if they were in deep sleep. Mm-hmm. The sleep you never wake up from.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Nova, neither the Nova nor the Trans Am have cup holders. The only reason my Nova has anything resemblance of a cup holder is because of the little transmission hump caddy that it had. But God forbid if you ever thought about trying to put a cup in one of those, because the second you go around a corner, the whole caddy goes flying into the other freaking seat.
Yeah, if you didn't put a screw in it, they were worthless.
Yeah. They were good for
Or you go to get a cup holder, and the only dang thing you can find something that holds a 12-ounce can.
No, those ones
Good
actually
luck with
held
that in today's
like a
age.
big gulp and stuff. But like I said, you put a big gulp in one of those, and like I said, the slightest turn you make, the whole freaking caddy's going flying in either one of the footwells. So yeah, that
Yeah.
was the only thing I kept in there was like my CD case and stuff.
And most generally, if your luck run like mine with those, the first one that it flew is when you went around a damn corner and it slid underneath your feet in the brake pedal.
Yeah, no, that was. But I mean, even the TA doesn't have anything. They do make those ones where you convert the center console into a cup holder, but that just seems like so inconvenient, even more inconvenient than just putting like. But I almost never, unless I'm going to like a fast food place or whatever, I almost never have a cup. I normally always buy like the half-gallon Turkey Hill iced teas or whatever, and just stuff it in between the door and my thigh.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I keep it. I just literally stuff it like in like down next to your seat,
or
underneath.
Those old clip-on or like hang-on type ones that you stuck down in the window channel with the window open that hung over the edge of the door.
That was just asking for you to destroy your door panel.
Yeah.
Most of the people actually clip them to their dash too, or screwed them straight to the dash.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you look at a lot of 80s cars, you'll actually see them like literally screwed into the dash. At least up here, I see that a lot. But yeah, like normally I'll just tuck it right underneath of the like in my Nova, it would sit right underneath of the armrest. So it would literally be pinned there between my thigh, the seat, and the armrest on the door. It wasn't going anywhere. And then if I needed a drink, it's right there. You just pull it out, spin the cap off the one hand and take a grip, spin the cap back up on and stuck it back next to your thigh. Especially during the summer when it was nice and freaking hot outside, it was a nice way to keep your leg cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, normally I would just stuff it down in there because I almost normally ever carried an open containered beverage. So I never really because I've always all my cars have never had cup holders, so it was not a convenience. So I never really got in the habit of using them.
Mm-hmm.
My cup holders tend to be like collector bins for other things, spare keys, change
stuff in mine.
Yeah, cell phone chargers, wallet, knives. Yeah, almost rarely ever have actual cups in them.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse says that I thought Jesse was leaving. I'm glad you're still here.
He said it was.
Yeah, he said the border patrol guy stopped right in front of him in the middle of the dirt road that goes by his house, and he wouldn't pull over. So he made me drive off of the road on some decent sized bumps so he could read his license plate. What a dick.
Yeah.
What's his license plate say?
He says at least he thinks that's what he made him go around for. I don't know, but just to stop in the middle of the freaking road and block traffic as somebody that's supposed to be is an asshole thing to do.
Yeah. Even as a border patrol agent, you're border patrol, not traffic control. Keep moving.
Right.
The border's over there. Go get it.
Whoop, whoop. All right. Well, it has been another freaking hour, so we'll do another points for all viewers. So we'll do 4,000 this time.
Sweet Chibos.
Hey, Cletus isn't here, so I'm taking advantage of it.
Two Rut Road.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tag team goat path.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jess and me were horsing around downstairs in the living room, and I was watching YouTube, and she bumped the controller because I watch YouTube on the Xbox, which is a lot of times why I don't comment on videos, and I'm pretty sure some other people don't comment on videos because it's a pain in the butt. Because then I got to pull out my phone, find the video to leave a comment on it, because Xbox only allows you to like the video, and even that, you would think that like the like button would be right there on that main bar while you're watching a video. No, you have to go into a sub menu to go over to hit the like button.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Proprietary.
Yeah. But anyway, so somehow she searched my YouTube channel and like I started hearing my own voice. I'm like, how did you end up searching my YouTube videos and playing them? And oh my god, they were so bad. Like I could not like it was just like wow. I mean, I'm not saying my videos are great now. I'm no miracle person. I'm not the best person in front of a camera. I'm not. Not even in this live stream am I the best person in front of a camera. But it was just watching them like, oh my god, these suck so bad. And it was like stuff from like 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
And now that you learn more, you could always do a re-edit on them.
No. There wouldn't. Number one, it's the actual raw footage that sucks. So there's no re-editing to make them better. It's just just like my habits in front of the camera, the way that you were holding the camera, like that stuff that I try helping Nikolai with.
Yeah.
Where I was trying to give him tips of stuff that I found out the hard way, suck.
Yeah. Get a phone holder because trying to do it on your phone in your hand is a pain in the.
Well, when you got fat fingers and you don't know where your mic is and you don't know where your camera lens is, yeah. I mean,
yeah, and most of the time, if it's bright outside, you can't see your screen to hit the right spot anyway.
Oh, I don't ever really look at the screen because when you start looking at the screen, that's when you start.
Screw up.
Yeah, that's when you start. Because if you look at the screen, you're not looking at the camera. So, like, if you're talking to the camera, if you look at the screen to look at yourself talking, it's going to look like you're looking off into either
looking at the ground.
No, like you look.
Yeah.
No, because if you're holding your phone right, which means not up and down, whenever you're filming for TV,
yeah, landscape.
You got a landscape because I don't know who puts their TV in their living room up and down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the biggest mistake I see.
Now, come on, think about it. There's one person in here that you could just see doing that, and his caption would be, "I dare to be different," and it's not me.
Well, it wouldn't be Big E. It wouldn't be me.
Pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I could see him doing that. But
wasn't that a Dodge slogan way back when? Dare to be different.
Yeah, just for craps and giggles.
Pilot says not me.
I envision seeing a picture of that someday. His TV stood on end or something, and a tower of ice house bottles on each side of it.
You just got it in a wall mount and it goes up there.
But yeah, like if you know where your mic is at, like the way I hold my phone when I film, most of the time I hold my phone this way. I'm also not covering up the mic because my palm doesn't cup the end of the phone. The only thing holding my phone is actually my fingers. The two fingers in the back just support it from wobbling back and forth. And I also know that the camera is here, so my fingers are never ever on this. I don't ever hold my phone like this. I'll never put my hands on that side of the phone. Yeah. And when I'm pointing it to me, it's the same thing. I always hold my phone this way because the microphone is over here and the camera is on this side in the front at the top. And the other thing you got to train yourself to do is, again, not look at the body of the phone, but you're looking at the edge of the phone where the camera's at.
And then the other headache you have with that, depending on your phone, if you got one of these ones with an edge screen that
this one does.
You barely breathe on the thing and it flips off into some other direction, doing something else.
Get yourself a case, and you don't touch the edge screen. Not touching the edge screen. I have an edge screen on this phone. As you can see, well, I gotta log into it. But as you can see, it has an edge screen. I don't have any of the options turned on it either. I like it for like watching stuff because you don't have an edge. You don't have that hard edge on what you're watching, but I also don't necessarily like it because of the fact of when I'm typing, if I'm typing one-handed, it'll tend to, so I end up turning it off anyway. Pilot says he needs a new phone. Battery's swelled up. Yeah, we told you about that last week. I technically have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 phones. Probably, no, the other 2 are downstairs. Because they're downstairs in my camera bag. But yeah, I have technically 4 phones right now.
Goddamn.
Only 2 of them are hooked up to a network.
I got one phone and the screen is breaking open.
Yeah. Well, this is that phone that I fixed.
Mm-hmm.
This is still that purple phone. But like I said, like what was it? Less than like a month or so after I got it, the freaking back of it was cracked.
Yeah.
If I can get it out of the stupid case. There we go. So yeah, it's still the purple phone.
Very purple.
But yeah, it's got a. I'm not sure if it's gonna show up, but you can kind of see it. There's a crack that runs right by the flash.
Oh yeah.
Pissed me off. Like you spend all that time fixing it, and then like a month later, even in a case, because it was in a case the whole fucking time. I went to go pull the case off to clean the phone, and I noticed that it was cracked. I'm like, you freaking son of a...
Yeah, that's like most of the...
You son bum! If I recall, quote.
My freaking... my SIM card tray is like...
I feel like I did one day.
Back of my phone's all cracked.
Buy it.
Oops, I put
Back when the S3 come out, went in, bought a brand new phone.
Forever ago.
Went from the store to the restaurant to eat dinner like
Ew.
2 blocks away, and laid it on the chair beside me with other stuff. And whenever we got ready to leave, went to grab stuff, and it fell off the chair, from the seat of the chair to a carpeted floor and shattered the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, within an hour of buying it, brand new phone.
Oh my
Pilot,
god!
if you has an S5, you could, instead of buying a whole new phone, if you like that phone, you literally can buy batteries for that, and they're not expensive. I have 6 of those batteries for the S5.
Tell them one.
No, they won't. You can't. They won't let me send it through the mail. So that's also why I have so many of them. It's from sending the phone back to go get repaired, and then they send me a new battery with the phone when they send me it back.
So
it's like, oh well, there's another new phone. There's another new battery for me.
Anybody ever have a phone come with these like floppy cases?
No. But you can get them.
Both of my phones have, and I think this might have been like the problem with my phone. It's not like a case, like
that's got offers literally no protection but scratch protection.
Yeah, it's literally all it is. Like if I drop it and it hits something, what's it going to do? It's going to flex, and then the phone.
It's going to have it has no shock absorbance whatsoever.
No, nothing. It's like you drop it on the corner, and it might keep you from cracking the screen or something like that. But it's still hurting the phone. I said might.
Watch the screen. Watch the reviews on those cases. It literally sometimes is actually worse.
Well, there's no review on it. This came with the phone. This was provided by the company about the phone came from.
Oh, that's bad.
And it is.
You can pick them up at Walmart for like $5.
Yeah, I can, but not for this phone.
Oh.
Not like it matters. The damage is already done.
Yeah. Screen cracked, battery shot, charger door gone.
Oh, my charger door didn't having issues trying to charge this thing too.
My charger door didn't last more than 3 weeks. But battery shot, well, that's fixable. Screen cracked, well, again, that's fixable for me. That cost me like $20 to replace the screen on that phone. Then again, I have the whole kit to do it now. And it's a hell of a lot easier to change the freaking screen on that phone than it is to change the screen on this phone.
Mm-hmm.
At least you don't have to pull the back of the back of the phone off. I have to pull off the back glass and the front glass to be able to change the screen on this phone.
Jeez.
Then take the whole phone apart. That's all I had to do. I literally have to take everything out of the phone to be able to pull the front glass.
Yeah.
So, And that's why they don't even sell you. They don't even like to sell you just the front glass. They sell you the front glass and the chassis as one unit because it's such a pain in the butt. It's easier just to pull the black glass, pull all the hardware out of the phone, and put it in the new chassis because the chassis costs next to nothing.
Well,
So
yeah.
it's easier just to already have the screen attached to the chassis on this phone.
Mm-hmm.
But you also got the problem of the fact that that phone is from 2014, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, even a computer that old is pushing it as far as technology wise. That phone compared to a new phone is going to be agonizingly slow if you were to go from a new phone back to that phone.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, nobody guessed what I was drinking.
That's why they want you to update your phone every 2 years because it's already obsolete.
Well, I mean, iPhones, because iPhones offer support for their phones up to what, 5 or 7 years.
Something like that.
With security updates and all of that. Android stops support after I think 3 years. So anything
If you like
Android
the iPhone
you
platform.
have. Oh, and you also got to think about it. Android also has to think about how many different model phones run on the Android platform.
Mm-hmm.
You got all of your major phones, but then each of those major phones have subcategory phones that are cheaper versions of their main phones.
Plus
Mm-hmm.
a lot of your prepaid,
Right. So whereas Apple only really has to worry about what, maybe 4 or 5 phones in that 5-year period.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier for iPhone to keep up with their operating system and making sure everything is verified for all the phones, whereas Android's on top of taking leaps and bounds in technology between each update, also have like 20 to 30 freaking phones released in that time period too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I had an iPhone once. I wasn't impressed with it at all.
You will never get me to support iPhone. I have one sitting here, right here. It's I think it's an iPhone 8. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely fucking hate it.
Yeah, mine was a freebie. I had an iPhone 3, and they gave it to me when we started the account.
That's exactly
so
it.
yeah, okay.
This was given to me by the company. It's a company paid phone. If I had my choice and they offered an Android, I would have grabbed an Android. But
Now, is there any other? Now, BlackBerry is its own
this
thing.
is the
if
iPhone
there's
8.
even still around, right?
What?
A BlackBerry. That's its
No,
own.
BlackBerry's been dead.
Own deal.
It's been dead.
Yeah, I said it's
They
pretty much
refused-
not.
what
I don't even know
happened-
if you can get one anymore. Can you?
No, because what happened with BlackBerry is when everything switched over to what they consider smartphones, which is just a cell phone that operates on an actual computer operating. I mean, a normal computer operating system, or a version of that. BlackBerry never changed. They never adapted their phones to become a smartphone.
To keep up with the market.
Right.
They were geared to big business.
No, they resurfaced their app that their software they already had, but it was never a smartphone. So it could do what it did very well in the time period that it did it, but it could not compete with a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, it failed to do so. Did I just lose service or no? I guess not. I just saw my one over here did a weird thing. I was watching the live stream over here on this one, and it refreshed, and I thought maybe it did something. But I mean, that's just like, there's how many companies? I mean, like the original Droid and HTC. Those companies they screwed up, and it only takes one little slip, and you fall big time when it comes into like the cell phone market.
Mm-hmm.
You can go from hero to 1 year, and 2 years later, you don't even exist. Just because of one bad release.
Yep.
And that's all it takes.
Well, look how long it took for the Note to come back for Samsung.
Oh yeah, Samsung screwed up and almost lost it. If they hadn't come out with if the Galaxies hadn't been so good, they could have really gone under pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If that would have happened
catching
to a
fire.
smaller company, they would have been done.
Yeah. And that was just one model phone. You know, probably their biggest model, but you know, hey, it catches fire in your pocket because it gets too hot. Yeah. What's wrong with this picture?
But yeah, I don't know. Technology's weird and finicky, and the thing is, it's not always necessarily the best stuff that works. I mean, you look at Samsung's current releases, the S20. You know, they're really decent phones, but they're not, in my opinion, worth the price that they're offering them for. I mean, their top tier phone, the S20 Ultra, is like $1,600.
Yeah.
And the only reason that I can justify spending that much is if it did things that, like, say, this phone couldn't do. And even this phone was like a $900 phone when it was new. But the thing is
like
that phone doesn't.
You bring up the meme.
Yeah, it doesn't take better pictures. It doesn't do the things that I need it to do better for me to be willing to pay that much. And I wasn't going to get that's the reason why I haven't bought a new phone. I mean, this phone has been paid off. I've been able to get a new phone now for like 6 months. And I haven't gotten one because, honestly, I haven't found a phone that's worth buying. And I don't want... The only phone that is actually worth buying for a social media person right now, other than the iPhone, and I won't buy an iPhone no matter how good the camera is because I can't stand the operating system, is the Pixel. And I don't want to buy a Pixel because I don't want to buy a Google phone.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand Google's products either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I use Google Chrome, and I mean, I use the
even
web
though you're forced
browser.
to use it in some aspects of your life.
I mean, technically, Google owns YouTube. You know, I mean, so yeah, I use their software stuff, but I also don't like how intrusive their software is that I have to use anyway with all the ads and everything else. But I've used Google, not software, but I've used Google products like their notebook and their laptop and stuff, and they're horrible.
Oh yeah.
They're so filled with bloatware and things that you can't get rid of, and they try to be so different than a Windows-based operating system that it's a pain to use. It's like using an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not intuitive. It's not useful. It takes too long to get to things. It's not like one of the biggest things I hate about an iPhone. There's no back button. I can't just literally go back a screen or exit out of an app to go into a different app quickly. You know, I don't have a button on this anymore, but I mean, it's just a software thing on this one. At the bottom of the screen, I've got 3 spaces. One is a back button. One is, I think the one is just, right now I have it as my credit card. And then I have another one that just opens programs. But the center one's a home screen. Takes you to the base home screen. You know, so I have back, home screen, and I have the apps menu. Boom, right there. I pulled down the friggin' phone from the top, and all my apps are right there. I don't have to do anything. He says you double tap the home button on the iPhone. Yeah, but you know what? It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's not intuitive. You know, I have a button that I know that if I swipe over here, it's going to be the back, no matter what program I'm in. You know, it's just like, God forbid that button's not responsive. It gets frustrating. I just cannot stand the iPhone. And I'm not saying that people that enjoy the iPhone are stupid or whatever. You can enjoy it. It's what you like. Me, personally, I can't stand them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have an Android any day. I also like the expansive apps that I can have on my Android that you can't have on an iPhone. I mean, even apps that aren't on the app store, I can, if somebody's making an app for the phone and it's not necessarily through the Play Store, I can still download it and put it on my phone.
Yeah.
I have a few apps that I can't download through the Play Store that are on my phone. But there's all kinds of stupid things that you can do on my phone that I can't do on an iPhone. Or that iPhone can do now, but they couldn't do when the Android had it out. By the way, nobody guessed what I was drinking. I'm drinking a margarita, or it was, because now it's empty.
Oh.
And there's a reason for that, Jesse, too. Android is open source. Anybody can acquire the tools, the dev tools, to be able to create an app for an Android. Yes, does that leave you open to having malware and things like that? Yes, but that also takes being smart enough to know that this is a trusted app or not a trusted app. I don't download a bunch of useless freaking apps on my phone because I know that a lot of them are just fishing for information, whether it's, what do you search for and things like that, and, whatever, or looking at your contacts. But, there is that risk with an Android. Whereas an iPhone, the only people that can make iPhone apps are people that iPhone want to make iPhone apps. So you don't get that innovative atmosphere. You don't get that ingenuity when it comes to coming up with new things. Because, if it's a boys only club, you only have the brains that are up in the boys only clubhouse, and we all know that boys only clubhouses don't have a whole lot of brains.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you let everybody come to play, you have a lot bigger pool of knowledge to create things. You couldn't tell what it was. The glass was hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a bright red liquid. Yeah, I don't know. It's just different things. The times change. Some things become better. Some things don't. Do I think that Android's always going to be at the top of the heap? No. But how we always start talking about freaking tech stuff?
Yeah.
I noticed that. The end of our live streams always end up of us talking about tech stuff instead of car stuff. All right, let's see. What we got going on here? We got...
car stuff.
Yeah, car stuff.
I got passed by a C8 today.
Ooh, what color?
One of the blue ones.
Oh,
nice.
What do they call that? It's what Mike wanted originally. Something blue, obviously. That was freaking retarded. Anyway, Chris, what's in the truck?
What's in the truck? Piece of cake. Everybody knows.
Apples. Well, which way are you going?
Same old. The only difference in these is they are in bags, not boxes.
So you got clams this time, or what? Clams or cheese?
No, it's all apples.
Oh, it is apples? Okay, so you are heading west.
Yeah, every time east. Every time I come back east, I'm hauling apples.
I thought we had apples this way. Why do we need to haul apples this way?
Maybe they got more apples up there.
Maybe.
Trying to get rid of them all.
Washington's polluted with them.
Yeah.
You would think they'd run out.
I've got a newfound love of ambrosia apples. I just wish they were a little crunchier. A little more snap to them. I like the sweetness of them, but I wish they were a little snappier.
Ambrosia.
You can't beat a Granny Smith, though. But the only problem I have with apples, and this is unfortunately something with shopping at Walmart and being just stuck in that rut of just shopping at Walmart. You forget how bad Walmarts are until you go to a different store. I went shopping at the Wise we have up the street, and I was looking at their produce, and I'm like, oh my god. The produce in leaps and bounds is so much better than Walmart. And I think I went over this before about just the selection you have at Walmart versus other stores. Like Walmart will have 3 or 4 different hamburger helpers, whereas you go to a regular grocery store and they have 7, 8, 9, 10 different hamburger helpers.
Well, yeah, Walmart, by only carrying a few, they buy more of that few
Yeah,
and they
I
get a
know.
better price.
I know exactly how it works. It just
Dude,
sucks
I literally
because
had to sit there and watch fucking videos about this shit.
yeah, it's called, you can buy more bulk of smaller things, smaller amount of things, which means you can get it at a lower price. Whereas a regular chain store will have a bigger variety of stuff, which means they can't have as much bulk ordered at once.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'd rather pay the slightly higher price and be able to have it because I now I am like I've gotten to the point that I am so bored of eating because I'm tired of having the same like 6 things over and over again because Walmart has no selection of anything.
Yeah.
I made a comment that literally the Walmart that I'm at literally has 2 rows of like dinner type meal stuff. That's including canned goods.
What, 2 aisles?
2 aisles. 2 aisles, literally, of like stuff you would buy for dinners. I mean, they have a whole cereal aisle. They have more junk food aisles than they have aisles for making meals.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And like the one whole side of our one Walmart, the first section is your produce. So that's where your tomatoes and your apples and your all that stuff is at. The next line after that, there's 2 rows of freezer stuff.
Yeah,
There's one whole side of it is all ice cream and cakes and stuff like that. And I think the other side has all breakfast stuff all the way down. Then the next 2, one has pre-made dinners, including like pizzas and stuff, and the other side has your like frozen vegetables.
Frozen veggies.
That's it.
Frozen veggies and protein packs.
Right, and then you have one aisle that has I think bread and something else in it. I think it's bread and things that are on like clearance or something. Like
bulk stuff and Asian foods and everything like
right.
The
and then you'll have like they'll have an aisle with canned vegetables in it, but literally they carry like your basics, your corn, your peas, your green beans, things like not even the whole aisle is canned vegetables. It's and like it's just like you get so tired of picking because not everything in those aisles you like anyway. So you get down to the hamburger helpers, and if they only have 5 hamburger helpers, you may only like 2 or 3 of those hamburger helpers.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck buying the same 2 or 3 ones all the freaking time, and it's just not that I'm saying that just hamburger helpers is just easy to pick on because it's a name that easily comes to mind. But you got the rice-a-ronis, you got your all. I mean,
Satarans.
Yeah, like we love couscous. We love couscous, and they literally only carry 1 couscous at Walmart.
Damn.
One flavor, and they don't even carry like the small and the big couscous. They only carry the small one. Which is granted anyway, because I like the small one. I don't like the big pearl ones anyway. Mm-hmm. But they only carry 1. Now, I already know that they make a lot more different couscous from that Near East company that's like a white box with a brown label on it.
Yeah.
Because I've had several of them. I like the sun-dried tomato one. I like the one we just had the other night, which was the chicken one that has like little bits of corn in it. I mean, not corn, carrots. They make a bunch of different ones. They make a Parmesan one. They make like an olive oil garlic one. But the only one that they carry at the Walmart is the olive oil garlic one. And it's frustrating because it's like, why? I don't. You're painting me into a box, and you're going to make it so that way. We all eat the exact same freaking shit. The next thing you know, I mean, they've already started doing this too. Like, I'm not sure if you noticed that, Biggie, before you left Walmart, they took out the whole freaking like the one good thing we had as guys was the graphic T-shirt section, where you had like 20 or 30 different T-shirts to choose from.
Dude, my store never had that.
Oh, we did. Now we don't even have that. They took that out too. So now they'll have racks of shirts and pants and everything, but none of them have any. They're all just basic colors. They
Yeah.
do have a little tiny shelf with like 4 or 5 different graphic T-shirts on them. Maybe 6 if they feel like being generous and squeeze more onto that rack.
If
But mostly you're stuck in like 3 or 4 different style of clothes and maybe 2 or 3 different colors in each one of those styles. As a guy shopping at Walmart, that's what you have. And I'm just like, no. I refuse. Yeah. Like I'm wearing, I mean, yeah, granted, right now I'm wearing, I think, shorts from Walmart, but that's just house pants. You know? I've gotten to the point to where I'm not even buying, like, you've noticed during my live stream, most of my shirts have come from other YouTubers now. Because I'd much rather spend the money and help their stuff out and get something that I enjoy wearing. Like right now I am wearing, if you watch Cletus McFarlane, I'm wearing his 7-second Ruby shirt. I don't know if I can easily turn this around.
And since then the car's already gone faster.
Well, yeah, but not much. It hasn't gone sub 7 seconds.
Oh yeah.
It only
that's what the El Camino is going to do when he gets that up.
Oh my god, that thing's gonna be nasty. But
Dude,
I mean,
it's going to be more than that. It's
most
going to be a
stuff,
second street car.
All right. Most of the stuff that I mostly buy from Street Speed, because you buy a shirt, you also get a chance of winning a car. I mean, that's not only do I like the shirt, but the possibility of having a cool car too.
Is also nice.
You know, I mean, not that I wouldn't have bought the shirt without buying. You know, so I bought stuff from InShane Designs before they were giving away cars. It's just an added bonus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get something cool, also chance to win car. Same thing with It's Just a 6.
His giveaway cars are no slouches. They're
decent. This one is kind of, but you know what? That's also kind of a good thing. He's giving away a C5 Corvette.
Still a vet.
Huh?
It's got potential.
It's still a vet.
Yeah, it's still a vet. I mean, it's like 3 generations old, but it's still a vet.
So isn't Leroy?
He's giving away $10,000 on top of the vet. That's not including your tags, title, registration, and taxes. Because he pays for all of those when you win stuff from him. Because he's like, I'm not going to give away a car to somebody that may or may not have the money to also then have to pay all those taxes and titles and all that stuff on top of it. Because some people don't have $2, $3, $4,000 when the car is worth $80,000 to then have to pay the taxes on that $80,000 prize. So he just pays for the, you know, all of the fees and stuff on top of it.
Cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But you also have the chance of just taking the cash offer for the vehicle as well. I mean, I think I might have taken the last one because he gave away an Aventador. I think it was an Aventador, right? Was it Aventador or Gallardo?
Probably Gallardo.
I don't know. It was early.
Wasn't it the yellow car that he had?
The bright yellow one.
You still have that one.
Yeah, it's the bright yellow one was the last one. Girl in the western parts of Pennsylvania won that one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. But like I said, just changing the brakes on that car is expensive.
Well,
so,
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
the maintenance on that car, the average person isn't going to be able to do. So I could see the average person just taking the cash offer because there's 2 ways you could do that. You could pick up the car, keep it for a little while, maybe make some content, gain some subscribers, or just cruise around in the car for a little bit and then sell it.
Yeah.
You're still going to make money off of it, you know.
Well, yeah, if someone buys it.
And if it doesn't break before you sell it.
Yeah.
But the problem is the second that car breaks, the average person doesn't have enough money to freaking fix it.
$3,000 for a clutch.
Right. So, would you say 2,000?
3.
You go up higher than that. You're looking at 20,000.
Depending on the model.
You're talking like 10 to 20,000 for a clutch.
Hang on.
Now, is that just the parts, or are you talking the whole job?
Find out from Stradman's orange Lamborghini that he has, that gated Gallardo. He was talking about how much it costs to replace the clutch in that thing. And like half the car has to be torn apart. You have to take the whole back of the car apart.
Well, yeah, it's mid-engine, and that
Right.
clutch sits between the engine and the transmission.
Even not just the parts, but just the freaking labor involved. I mean,
Oh,
it was
oh, it's nothing.
75. It was 75 grand in
What?
parts and labor to do the clutch in his car. 75 grand.
All right, I know it's gonna be expensive, but that sounds steep. I mean, those cars didn't cost too much more than that when they came out.
I think it was 75 grand.
It's probably 7,500. I mean,
it was more than that. Matt's here, but Matt's not here.
Is it not working?
Oh, we could hear you. I can't see you.
oh my gosh.
So it's more important to hear you than to see you, but I'd rather see you too.
Yeah, let me where I have my good camera set up. So,
all right. Well, you figure out what you're gonna do. I will. If you pop out, I'll pop you back in when you're ready, or you can just hang out and chit chat until you get it figured out.
okay.
No rush. This is not a Hollywood production. Group of guys hanging around having fun. Oh yeah, we're actually past the what's in the truck stage because we already figured out we got apples.
Come on now, it's hillbilly Hollywood where stuff really is real.
when people screw up, it's for real.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the only silicone you find here is what we're putting in our engines or something we're putting together.
There we go.
Not to enhance things that didn't
Oh, wait, here we go.
enhanced anyways.
Oh no, you had it right the first time.
Yeah, well, that was my webcam on the laptop.
Now we actually see your whole computer screen, I think.
How's that?
Oh, there you go. That's good. Nice and clear.
All right.
You gotta get rid of the sidebar. You know how to get rid of the sidebar?
What's that?
You know
There's
how
a
to get-
sidebar on there.
Yeah, there's
I see it
a
there.
little menu.
Oh, you just got your camera on and you're just screen sharing?
Yeah, it's through OBS.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's actually he's kind of like what I do when I send it straight to YouTube, but whoa, that was the Infinity Vision.
Yes, it was.
Because I do mine slightly different. Like I screen grab StreamYard.
Gotcha.
I actually window grabbed StreamYard so that way I could have this group chat because you can't have the group chat through OBS. And
yeah.
until I got this computer up and running, StreamYard was the easiest one to do.
Yeah.
Skype was too computer intensive. I could do Discord now, but too many people don't have Discord.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get people as guests on using Discord. StreamYard is just so much easier. And I don't have a Zoom account, and I don't like the way Zoom works. And Zoom is very, very unoptimized for its hardware.
Yeah, it really is. My company uses it, and it's.
You ever look at the stats of what the resources it's using off of your computer just to do a video chat?
No, I haven't looked at the nitty gritty of it.
That's what I said. That's why I'm saying it's very badly optimized. It uses so much resources. It's ridiculous. Like StreamYard does the exact same thing that Zoom does.
Yeah.
And yet uses it's barely even a bump in the road for my computer. Mm-hmm. Zoom actually takes a significant hit on my computer. Like it's a noticeable.
And the thing of it is, it's a simple program. It's not even really that intricate.
The thing is I don't know why it became so popular because it is actually a really horrible program from a software point of view.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even that great as from a user point of view either. There's so many. I mean, Skype does it so much better.
I mean, my girlfriend and I, when Melanie was still living out in California back in 2000, back in 2008, that's how her and I communicated was through Skype. And I mean, you're talking how many years ago?
Yeah, I've been using Skype since, right after Yahoo's voice chat thing.
Yeah.
I went from Yahoo to Skype. And that just tells you how old that is because Yahoo was still a thing when I switched to Skype.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
So I mean, that was before Facebook had their live thing. It was before even MySpace never had a live thing like that.
No.
I used to
And you know what? To be
use-
perfectly honest with you, if MySpace would have done some kind of like live stream like this, they may have been viable. Hell, Google may have bought them if they did that.
Yeah. In fact,
Maybe.
MySpace is still living.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone back to what it originally was, which was a niche for artists. That's what it was originally designed for, and it's just like any other fad. The big fad people left, and the core people stayed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of the way I wish YouTube would go. It would go back to the way you used. But I mean, when you think about how long
it's not the same. It's fundamentally not the same program as it was when it started.
No. And I think I want to say YouTube was actually first created, I want to say 05, and then it was bought by Google in 06, even before anyone really, started, making it what it is today.
Yeah. Because
Google saw the writing on the wall and how popular it was going to be, so they bought it up right away.
They monetized it. And
it's a cash cow beyond all reason.
Oh, it is. And it's so ridiculous. I was watching. I watch a lot more YouTube than car stuff, and I was watching this channel called Nerdy Crafter. Mm-hmm. She's a teacher. She does a lot of arts and craftsy videos, reviews, like arts and craft kits and stuff like that. And she's a little more towards the childish kind of content, but she's not child content. She's like adults that like cartoony stuff. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how one of the things that she doesn't like about this is YouTube does not keep an eye on its own programs.
No, it doesn't.
She said she got a copyright strike on one of her videos because she used clips from another YouTuber, which you're allowed to do. Especially as long as you're not just re-uploading what they uploaded. Like if I stole one of your videos and re-uploaded it just the way it is, that's not cool. Now, if I take one of your videos and use bits and pieces of it to explain something I'm doing in my video, like say I'm doing something that you did, and I'm going to say, hey, this is from Matt's channel. This is what he did. Da 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 da. Right. This is whatever. That's different.
Yeah.
Or if you do a parody, where I'm gonna, I'm gonna do a satire about the content that you made because I find it, funny, or I'm gonna make a spoof on it, whatever. That's also legal. It's what she did. She did a spoof on a craft where, they were making ways to sneak food into the classroom. So like putting lifesavers in a glue stick bottle. And using the twirly, hiding nerds inside the end of your white eraser. Like the white eraser has that cardboard, whatever. And so you take the end of the eraser, you cut it off, you fill the inside with nerds, and then you put the other end in, and you got a little, invisible nerd container. Obviously, they're all, an average. You could do this stuff. You try to bring this stuff into school, you're going to get found out. I'm sorry. It's never going to be over. But it was a silly video. And so she made a spoof about that video because she knew that it was, not viable. And this person literally claimed her whole video as her content because part of her video was in, this other person's video.
Yeah.
And so she complained to YouTube. She counter-offered the claim strike. And what they do is they send it directly to the creator that claimed the copyright. Which, that doesn't make any sense because obviously they're not going to rescind it.
Yeah.
You want a third non-biased party to decide whether this is fair use or you literally stole somebody's content.
Right.
I've had several problems where people have claimed music in my freaking, in my videos that were obviously not from the original creator of the music. When I use specific music off of one of those, like, copyright-free sections, and some random person claims it as their music. And I'm like, no, because I know this is the artist that claimed that this is their music.
The only time I've ever had that where I've had people claim music was when I used music from the YouTube, quote unquote free library.
Yeah, but you just
Ever since I've used Soundstripe and Epidemic,
yeah, I
I've
use
had
Epidemic.
0 issues.
Right, but even though you have to watch, because some of those ones where they're claiming it's their music, it's not. They're literally just trying to find all those people that aren't going to fight it.
Yeah.
And because they're afraid to fight it, and that's what they do. Well, this one, it was a copyright strike against one of my Forza. I don't know if it was Forza 6 or Forza 5. It was one of the Forzas that we were doing the quad live stream for. So like I had Biggie, me, our friend Bobby, and my friend Will, who you guys probably know as Chevy Boy.
Yep.
We were all playing Forza together, and I had each one of their screens up on one screen from my YouTube. And so we were all chit-chatting in a group chat. You could see all 4 of our races live at the same time.
Yeah.
Something I don't really see a lot of people do is, like if they're playing with other people, they'll have their screen and they'll have the voice chat from all their buddies playing, but they'll only show their screen.
Right.
But anyway, some other racing game tried to claim that I used their content. And I'm like, dude.
And wasn't it like some
even this game?
Like, wasn't it like some phone game or something?
Yeah, it was some phone game. It was like a phone drag racing tap game.
Oh, brother.
And I'm like, no, there's not an ad for that game in this content. There's not any freaking music from that game in this content. There's not even any footage of that game in this content. And so I disputed it. Eventually went up to YouTube and it got dismissed. But yeah, they're expecting the people that aren't going to fight it, so then they can just collect free ad revenue.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. It's bullshit. It's a scam.
Yeah, it's someone trying to get free money.
Yeah. Did you see the latest thing with? I think it was Burger King that did this. They have a thing where, like, when you live stream on Twitch, that if somebody donates to your channel, it will read out what they typed out loud in the middle of the live stream. So, like, if I put if I donated said YouTube some Twitch streamer, $5, and I said, awesome game, really like your content, it would say that, live on their live stream.
Yeah.
Burger King was putting out paid tips and then typing in ads for their products in the middle of these YouTubers, in the middle of these Twitch streamers' streams.
Oh my God.
So for like $3, they were tipping the YouTuber $3 to place an ad that would be seen in front of thousands of people. Because these weren't small YouTubers. These are big, not YouTubers, but Twitch streamers. These are bigger Twitch streamers with like thousands of people watching at that particular time. So for $3, you just put your whole ad in front of thousands of people. Instead of working out a deal with the streamer and actually paying them a decent amount for what would be for a paid advertisement in their live stream.
Yeah.
Because their paid deals are pretty substantial when you're up that high.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you're basically just abused the tip
They just
system.
like undermined him completely.
Oh yeah, they did. So they forced an ad into his freaking live stream for almost next to nothing.
Yeah, they're like, here's $3 and go get a Whopper or
it's exactly
Whopper
what they
or
were doing.
whatever that new crap is.
If you go search for you can search for it on Reddit. It's absolutely hilarious. It's just like, and there's nothing you could do about it because you're just sitting here like, well, that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just whatever. I want to have a toast with you, but I don't even have a beer up here. I'd have to leave my live stream to you three up here. We normally
leave it in better hands.
No, I couldn't. I don't think I could leave my live stream in a better set of hands than you three right now. We normally actually have a fourth person. Well, it would be a third person besides you. I don't know where he's at tonight.
No, he is MIA.
Yeah, he's MIA. We have Stuff with Cletus is normally up here on the stream as
Cletus
well.
with stuff.
Cletus with Stuff. I think it's Stuff with Cletus, but
no, I think it'd be funny if he just makes a second channel like all background shit. Just calls it Cletus with Stuff.
That'd actually be funny if he got big enough.
Every thumbnail would be a picture of him with the thing he's talking about.
It would be the thing he's talking about with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
He has a used car lot like Jason.
Oh, okay.
And he does different, basically, the routine maintenance for different vehicles that he picks up and resells, stuff like that. Kind of like the fledgling version of Jason. Before he started, eradicating poor helpless, defenseless vehicles to Tannerite. If you watch my the Grant and Jason's live stream, we have a rolling
Every once in
gag.
a while, we'll pop on and catch theirs on Thursdays.
Well, we have a rolling gag. I will donate almost every, like, even if it's only like $1 or $2 or whatever. I'll donate something, and it'll be something regarding Bubble Lives Matters. Because Bubbles was the first car that he blew up. So it's
what
Bubbles,
kind of? I forget what kind of car
matters.
was that? Was that a Metro or something like that?
It was a Kia Sportage, I think.
Oh, was it? Oh, that's right.
It's a little tiny Kia, like, mini crossover.
That's literally what Mel has. That's what she drives. She drives a Kia.
But he had his was lifted. Yeah. His was lifted.
Yeah.
And he made it was his winter beater. It was all rusted out and everything. It was just it was just a fun thing to play around with, and it wasn't going to pass inspection the next year, so he just did some stuff with it.
He made sure it didn't pass anything.
Well, yeah, it might have passed a fire inspection after that. Or an on fire inspection. It passed an on fire inspection. But he has 2 new cars that he's already blown up. He's waiting till he has 5,000 subs, and he's going to release those videos. I've seen teasers of it. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
So just gotta wait. But yeah, so like I leave a hashtag comment somewhere of Bubbles Life Matters. The latest one was Vice Grip Garage he had on their live stream.
Yeah, I saw that he posted it on
have you ever watched Vice Grip Garage's stuff?
No, I haven't watched a whole lot of.
Do you remember Red Green Show? It's like a Canadian show. He used duct tape to fix everything. It was on like a public broadcasting station. Really popular in the 80s and 90s.
I don't think.
Vice Grip Garage reminds me so much of the Red Green Show. It is absolutely. He never calls any of the parts by their right name. Like a spark plug is a sparkulator.
Sparkulator.
And a spark plug wire is a lightning wire. A carburetor is I think a gas suction device or something like that. He calls them all weird things, and he just has like this nonchalant, I don't care, but you can tell like he knows what he's doing. But he's kind of like Columbo, where Columbo knew what he was doing, but he had that aloofness to him.
Yeah.
It's got that like you underestimate him, but he knows what he's doing. So he's fun to watch. I started watching him because he would do like the revival videos of vehicles that had sat in somebody's yard for 20 years and get it running and drive it home. Things like that. And like I said, you start watching it and you're like, oh, well, it's just another typical, let's get it fired up and running and, whatever, we'll load it up on a trailer and take it home. And you just start watching him and it's like, is this guy a complete idiot? Because he's like, the way he starts talking about things, like, this looks a little whatever, but it's not needed. And he just rips it out and throws it behind him and stuff like that. It's like, no, that's a very important point. You know what I mean? But then you realize, wait, no, he knows what he's doing. He's just acting like he doesn't know. He's not even acting. It's his personality. It's like you can tell when somebody's like pretending to be an idiot.
Yeah.
Versus somebody who's just
a lot of the
natural sense of humor.
They're so scripted and forced.
He's not. This dude, like even live on Grant and Jason's channel, he's like that. You could just tell this is just his personality. It's the way he finds his sense of humor. And so we were watching a few. I mean, let's put it this way. Jess hates most of the car channels that I watch. Cletus is Giraffe Guy. What do you call him? It's Giraffe. No, she's not listening to me. She's paying attention to her 7 Days to Die.
Cletus is the giraffe guy with the weird face.
Yeah, Giraffe Guy with the weird face.
Giraffe Guy with the weird face.
She doesn't like. I don't think you like Mike either. Street Speed 717, the one with all the Corvettes.
Honestly, I have not watched. any car channels at all? Like, I really got bored with Mike's channel.
I don't watch him religiously, but I do catch his stuff. Also because free chance to win a vehicle. I'm not gonna.
I've even gotten kind of bored with that. I mean, like the last one I was thinking about entering, but didn't, was the Gallardo, because I'm thinking to myself, yeah, it's a Lambo, it's a Gallardo, it's a fun car, but if that clutch goes,
we're just talking about that.
Grand.
Yeah, we were too, actually.
But the thing is he offers cash. He offers cash rewards for his prizes anyway.
Yeah.
So I would have grabbed the cash and ran, or maybe I would have taken the vehicle, made some content with it, and sold it.
Yeah, and that's really what because I entered quite a few of them. I did enter for the vet.
They've got the new C5 vet they're giving away now.
Yeah,
I think that's actually might be over tonight. It was only like a really short one compared to it's only like 2 weeks. But that's a C5 Corvette with 10 grand cash on top of it.
Yeah, I don't even follow him on Instagram anymore. I've really gotten out of the whole car thing quite a bit.
Oh, I figured that, but like I still watch a bunch of variety of different stuff. Whether it's I watch a lot of woodworking, gaming channels, arts and crafts stuff. You'll actually see I purchased. There's an Australian artist by the name of Jazza.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be Draw with Jazza, and I think he's just Jazza. He's like one of the biggest original art and creativity creators on YouTube.
I wonder if my kids watch that, because my daughter Scarlett used to watch
I watch
a lot of drawing channels.
I watch Ace of Clay. He does a lot of stuff with Sculpey clay, like the bake in the oven clay. I watch Nerdy Crafter. I watch Draw with Jazza. I watch another one that does like miniatures and terrain building and stuff like that. I watch a bunch of all kinds of different stuff. Nixer Many, which does a lot of acrylic and lathe work. Bobby Duke Arts. He's the Wood guy. He does a lot of cool different stuff. If you haven't watched him, he's like Vice Grip Garage, but in the art community. Nixer Many's like that way too. A lot of weird, like zany sense of humor stuff. Not all like straight down to business. But Bobby Duke Arts, he's fun to watch. So like I watch a bunch of different stuff, but I also like watching the car stuff too, because that's my passion is car stuff. So I watch a lot of Goon Squad. I'll watch It's Just a Six. I'll watch. I still watch SRWRC Pete, the Southwest Rod and Customs guy from Texas. He's old school YouTube, rough around the edges, He's been doing this shit for 11 years. He's not super big, but like everybody knows him that's in the custom car community.
Yeah.
Pilot likes rotor drill press and saw access. I can't watch that stuff. It makes me cringe. I have a weak stomach. Like it's one of those train wreck things. I'll watch it, but then regret that I watched it.
Yeah.
I watch.
I've been watching a lot of because I really want to get. I want to learn Premiere Pro a lot better. So there's this one girl from the Netherlands that I've been watching. Her name's Leela, and she's only got like 40,000 subs, but
I think
I love her tutorials on Premiere Pro, and I've learned quite a bit from her.
I think when it comes to
week.
that stuff, I mean, like I watch Camaro Time for the Formora, not the DaVinci videos and stuff like that, because I'm now using DaVinci. Because fuck it, I can't afford Adobe. I can't.
That's the one. If I could afford to switch to, if I could afford a Mac, I would switch to Final Cut Pro in a heartbeat.
I don't even know where
you pay one price and that's
what
it.
It used to be. You used to be able to find it on sale somewhere, pay it for a lower price, and have it until you felt like getting an upgraded version. This whole you basically are renting my software is such BS.
It really is. I mean, from a business perspective, it's
everybody wants that renewable income.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people want. But it's so crappy on the other end, because if it's something you use all the time, I mean, you got to think about how much money you're spending, 2-3 years down the road.
And the thing of it is, I'm paying for the entire Adobe suite because I use Lightroom and Photoshop for my thumbnails plus editing my photos, and then I use Premiere Pro and After Effects for my videos. So, but I only use those 4. I don't use Audition. I don't use Illustrator. I don't use any of the other apps.
I think I would use Illustrator, because that's the one that's the paint one, right?
That's the drawing one. Yes,
I would use Illustrator. I would use the video editing one, and I would probably use Photoshop.
I mean, Premiere Pro is great. I just got finished up earlier today. A really big project I'm working on for my company that I've literally been working on for about 3 weeks now. It involved me traveling up to Mentor, Ohio, to our headquarters, doing some filming. And I like Premiere Pro because you can literally, if you can think it, you can do it in that program. And if you can't do it in Premiere, you can do it in After Effects.
And I think that's the way DaVinci is. I don't think there's very much in DaVinci you can't do.
Yeah, DaVinci is great because everything is in one app.
Mm-hmm.
Like your video
it's
editor
all streamlined
there
too. It all goes in. Like all of the tabs are in the order that you would be using them in too.
Well, and it's not just that, Sean, but it's like with Premiere, it's like if I really want to dive into audio editing, I have to leave Premiere and go to Audition. If I want to do special effects, like make my hand turn, catch fire, I have to leave Premiere and go to After Effects to do that. Yeah, where in DaVinci you have Fusion. That's your Fusion tab. You've got color grading. You've got everything in one app. It's just different tabs.
Well, I noticed you saw the little tiny itty bitty clip that I put up this morning, which was just the truck bouncing on top of my logo.
Yes, yeah, I did see
that. That was DaVinci. That was okay. So that whole clip right there that you see was the original inspiration for me moving from this laptop to this, because I switched from using Wondershare, which Wondershare, there was 2 reasons. One, I was trying to make that intro, which I'm still making now because I lost heart in it for a while.
Yeah.
But I went from trying to make that, and my computer, as soon as I started doing anything like that, would just crash it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was also trying to do some of the things that I was seeing like Camaro Time do with the words that are tracking things and stuff like that. And what I found out is Wondershare has absolutely 0 like object tracking. DaVinci does.
Nothing at all. No.
DaVinci does. I can object track a particular thing on the screen, and an arrow will continuously point to it, or whatever I set it up to do, a word, whatever. Yeah. And I can also, or I can just have it move across the screen in a fluid movement, up, down, in, out. That's like I said, like how I did the truck. Every single one of those elements in that video for that little tiny clip is a flat, stagnant object. They're literally parts that I use to make my t-shirts. So watching it bounce and squish and stretch and all that, that's all done with the nodes in Fusion.
Fusion. It's a really interesting. I've watched some tutorial videos on that, and it's a really interesting program. How
I'm not even dove
the nodes where you're working with more like Adobe. You work in layers. So like the top layer is what the final like what you see, and then you've got different things underneath it. Where as Fusion, working with a node, it's like a flat plane map where you've got a starting point here and then a finishing point over here.
And everything else is like little
all the different effects are all these different little points on this map.
In fact, actually, the node system is more like if you were going to make a video game. That's how video game creation works with the little nodes.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. And I know that if I were to take like a weekend or a week or whatever to just sit down, not even log into Adobe or whatever, and just play with DaVinci, I know I would like it, but I've been using Adobe for so long now. I'm so invested in it. I don't want to switch to something else.
Yeah.
The only thing I would switch to would be Final Cut, because the one thing I've heard about Final Cut Pro is that
And which one? Who makes
it's a
Final Cut?
much more streamlined interface. The rendering is 10 times faster than Adobe, and it's a lot simpler to program.
Yeah. Who makes Final Cut?
That's Apple. That's Mac.
Oh no,
And
that's
you
mine.
You'd
never get me there.
only get a Mac.
Never get me
Yeah.
there. I can never get away from a Windows based system.
Yeah.
Maybe Linux, but not an Apple product. Sorry, won't get me there. And not to mention, you pay way too much.
That's what stops me. My computer that's going on 2 years old now. I paid building that with the monitor was $1,300, and I'm still running. I could do 4K editing on Premiere Pro with that computer. I mean, that same computer with a Mac would cost me easily $3,000.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about where I started when I first built this. I'm not sure if you've known this thing is now a monster. This thing is now
I can
running.
see the little red swirlies in there,
Well, yeah,
so
that's just
it must be
RGB.
fancy.
Well, this thing is running a MSI Pro Carbon AC motherboard, which is a B450 board. It's running AMD's 3900X, which is a 12-core, 24-thread CPU. It runs about 4.3, 4.5 gigahertz clock. A little bit.
Something like that.
Yeah, it runs circles. I'm running a 5700 XT graphics card, which is about mid-pack if you're going with NVIDIA GPUs.
Yeah.
It's what? Like,
Well, see, DaVinci is that now. That's the big difference between DaVinci and Premiere. DaVinci is very video card reliant, whereas Premiere is very processor reliant.
All right. Which, even though if I were to build a computer today, I would probably wait for the new stuff from AMD because it's just going to be insane.
Yeah. I mean, the computer you have right now you could edit 4K Premiere no problem.
I had to tell you this right now. That little Fusion clip that I did took me in a half hour to render 15 seconds worth of footage.
Really?
With this system.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the background. It's the mud splatter with the tires in it.
Yeah.
Because you don't see the whole clip in that little tiny one that I did. You only see the very end of it, which is the truck coming down and bouncing on top of the title. What happens is you have the background, then you'll have the mud splat comes in and splats up against the back, and then the title stamps in. So the title is going to be like a metal sounding.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna slap in. And then the truck comes down and bounces on top of it. And then you have the logo and the title screen. That's all that is. And I was wondering, and like this system's pretty. I mean, this system's. If I remember correctly, you have an Intel system, right?
No, mine's AMD.
What are you running? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, it's a Ryzen 5. It's not even like top of
So it's a 20.
super top of the line.
Is a 2700? Is it the 8-core?
It is. It might be 8-core.
Because yours was slightly better than the one that I built the first time, which was the 2600.
Yeah.
I originally built this system with a 2600 and a Radeon 570.
Yeah.
Which is nowhere near what this one is. But I know that yours was a little bit better than mine because I couldn't afford to do it that big the first time. And then I started trying to use DaVinci, and like I couldn't even edit a video in DaVinci with that setup.
Yeah.
It would lag. It would take so long. I could not. What do they call it? Scrub.
Yeah.
I couldn't scrub at all. And it was just super frustrating. So I was like, all right. So I went out and I first got the GPU because that was one of the things that
That was the biggest
Yeah,
limiting
that was
factor.
the biggest limiting factor. And then I went and got the GPU just because I found one that was really cheap on sale. I paid like what $200 less than what they were going for marketplace.
Yeah.
So yeah, I picked up that, and you know, the fact that this thing's still struggling with that system, with the system I have now, I can imagine just how bad it was struggling with the first one. But
I will be right back. I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
But yeah, I'm seriously like that new the 6000 series from AMD is just like wow.
Yeah.
Like that like Intel had one trump card left. It had single core performance. So like using Blender and things like that, you know, because Blender is a single core program, it doesn't use multiple cores to get stuff done. So it's how fast is a single core.
Yeah.
Which Intel had that because Intel had close to the 5 gigahertz clock speeds. Whereas Intel, the fastest they had, I think, was like what mine is running, which is like a 4.3, 4.5. Intel, AMD's new ones are faster. Has just about the same clock speed, but still run faster single core work speeds at a lower gigahertz than Intel's top of the line CPU right now. So like they don't even have that anymore.
Yeah.
And it's also like $600 cheaper than Intel's freaking CPUs too. So yeah, Intel's got some catching up to do. And then even NVIDIA with their 3000 series GPUs, their biggest mistake was not if NVIDIA had a whole bunch of them in stock and could get them out to customers right away before AMD releases their new 6000 or 6000 GPUs.
Mm-hmm.
They might have been able to fight off AMD, but with their snafu with not having anything in stock, AMD's just going to run away with them as soon as they're released, as long as AMD can keep them in stock. Because they're at par with Intel's or NVIDIA's. They might be just slightly behind, but if you're looking for a GPU and you can get an AMD one that's just as good as or just almost as good as the NVIDIA one, but you can't get a NVIDIA one because they're not in stock.
Yeah.
That's a stupid question. You're going to go with the AMD one if you're looking to build a system. Not to mention the price of the AMD ones are ridiculous. They're top of the line, not AMD, NVIDIA. NVIDIA's top of the line GPU is like $2,000. Almost like $2,500.
Yeah.
Whereas,
so how does this look, Sean?
It looks okay.
You just getting me now?
Just
No
you.
bars or anything?
No, nothing on the sides. Just you.
And how's my movement? Am I like
You're not
looking
blurry,
like a robot?
At least not on me. You might be blurry if you were streaming straight to YouTube, but with going through StreamYard and then my software, you look fine.
Okay.
You look better than.
I think I got it now.
You look better. You look almost as good as I do, and I'm using professional stuff set up. So, I mean, I have a. What is it? It's I'm just brain farting, but I have a proper webcam, and I'm using OBS. So. You know.
Well, that's what I'm using OBS, and I got a $1,000 camera sitting in front of me. So with a
the sad thing
$400
is,
lens.
I don't know if your $1,000 camera looks better than my $100 webcam though. At least for this. Now, granted,
my background is blurrier.
Well, yeah, and I always find that funny because like Androids,
but you know what? That's not the camera. That's the lens.
Right. But I've always found that funny that like they're that was one of the things that like true camera guys bitch about is the fact of that like when you use a really good iPhone camera, the background's always just as focused as in the front. And I'm like one of those things. It's like I kind of hate when I watch YouTubers vlog and the background's all blurry. It's like
It's funny you mentioned that. There's a guy, his YouTube channel is called Camera Conspiracies, and he reminds me of the comedian Stephen Wright. He's very monotone, whatever, but he did this one video where it was titled "No One Gives a Shit About Your Blurry Background."
Yeah.
And he talks about the aperture, which is what gives me this blurry background here.
Because it's a true analog camera. New cameras don't actually do. They fake it. They don't actually.
Correct. They use software.
Old school cameras that used an actual film because you could only have a single focal point on the lens.
Right.
So it's just new cameras trying to mimic an actual old school, like old Nikon. Is it Nikon? Is that the ones that used to do the, 35 millimeter or 45 millimeter? The old school.
Well, that's pretty much 35 millimeters is standard. Yeah.
Was that what the old? Was it Nikon? Was that the big brand, the go-to brand with the big long lenses and stuff that you used to get way back when?
Oh, it was Nikon. It was Fuji's been around for a while.
Yeah, but I think Nikon was like the camera to have back then.
Yeah.
That was the $1,000 freaking 35 millimeter freaking professional photo camera.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, this lens that I have is from a company called Sigma, and it's a 16 millimeter f1.4, and the 1.4, like as they say, is a very low aperture. That's why, like, I'm in focus, and my garage door, that's why, like, right here is really blurry and all that.
Yeah. Whereas, like, everything in my background is nice and crisp.
In focus, yeah. So, like, if I was just using my regular webcam on my laptop or I was on my phone, like, all this would be in focus.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's all personal taste. Personally.
And exactly. I like the way this looks. And I got the camera in Panasonic. I was able to download the software on my laptop. So I figured to give it a try.
Yeah.
And I like the way it
it's
looks.
what you want. But I mean, like, when I watch YouTube videos, I actually find it annoying when the background is out of focus because a lot of the time, some of the stuff they're trying to show you is like, the stuff you want to see is not in focus because it's so focused on them that anything else that they're showing, it's so annoying sometimes.
Yeah, and no, I understand that. And there's times where, it's like if I'm walking around and I'm vlogging, I'm talking to the camera. I want myself to be in focus, but if I'm going to show something, I'm going to turn the camera around, and then what I'm showing is going to be in focus. But I try not to because I know this camera's got that really blurry, and sometimes I will turn down the aperture. Like if I want to showcase something behind me, like in the background here, or if I'm hanging around with people, I'll crank down the aperture to like maybe 2.8 or maybe 3. And then that way it's not, you still get a little bit of the blurriness, but it's not like super blurred out. Like you see. I think
what bothers me about it is it's not natural for your eye. Like when you're looking at stuff, it's not the way your eye perceives things.
No.
Your eye perceives things more like how an Android camera captures things.
Yeah.
You may not technically be in focus all of the time. When
No.
I look at your face, your face will be in focus. But the second my eye flicks off of your face to the background, your eye automatically adjusts for that.
Right.
Right. So you don't. It appears that everything is always in focus.
And that's the thing when it comes to, and that's why the really blurry backgrounds and all that. That's why they're so popular right now on YouTube, is because it's the trendy thing to do, because
I just can't
these YouTubers want you to see them and then have the cool neon lights in the background. That's why anyone that does like tutorials or product reviews, they've got like the neon tubes randomly placed in the background, and it's all blurry and looks really cool, and then they're in completely focused. Like I said, it's a trendy thing to do.
Hey, this is my neon tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking when I built my new desk to do backlighting and all that stuff. I mean, Jess's computer, it's RGB crazy. I'm sure you might have seen the build that I did on hers. It's everything.
Rainbow.
What?
Rainbow.
Yeah, everything's rainbow. It's rainbow proof everything. Everything is set to the rainbow wave. She's got the keyboard
Rainbow
mat,
puke.
the keyboard, the mouse, the headphone holder, her speakers, the computer itself, her headphones, everything has RGB in it.
Yeah.
But you know
what
what?
I'm planning on doing is I have a wall that is to the right of me here. I got
your door.
I got to put some kind of blackout on the windows, but that's like what I want my backdrop to be.
Yeah, the wall that you have to the right of you, that's the wall that you used to have the tabletop on, right?
The shelf, yes, you're correct. That used to be on this side. That is on this side of me now.
See, I used to like it when you used to sit right in the middle of your room, and then like you had all that stuff in the background. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still like the fact that you have one of my newer stickers on your fireplace.
Yes, I do. I have the NOVAtazz.
I have several YouTubers that
right
have
below. I'm looking at it right now. Right below Straight Six Fan, and then you're
right
just
next
to
to
right
next to Jason. Right next to Jason, I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, the only merch I have up is my own, because like that's actually up on my store. You can actually buy that one.
And you know what? I may be able to show you guys real quick. Oh.
And I was looking up prices for neon signs this morning. Yeah, see, you just need that as your backdrop right there.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can sit that way, but it's a much nicer backdrop than your.
I probably could. I probably could swing something if I did that, but yeah. So you're right there. Jason's there. Grant is up there, and then I've got like Wicked Fabs. I've got the radio station, a couple beer places, In Chain Designs, and some other stuff.
Yeah, believe it or not, I actually watched your garage tour you did the other day. In fact, I actually watched it right after your live stream. I was like, oh my God, I'm still there. And you actually didn't just like pan across it. You actually mentioned our channels. I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, I like to give credit where credit's due.
I do it. I don't have any picture wise. I mean, I have their stuff, but I wanted to put that stuff on my toolbox that I haven't redone yet. So I didn't want to peel them and stick them. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that was also supposed to have been done like a year and a half ago. I haven't gotten to it because like this whole last year has been nothing but battling lack of motivation, depression, and Corona, and it's not been a fun year.
Been a shit year.
In fact, I actually just got started working on my truck again. Like right before I went on vacation, I pulled the last big major hurdle I have is that fixed the transmission, got it working, got it running. And then the line that went from the transmission to the transmission cooler and back sprung a leak.
Oh, man.
So I got to replace the transmission lines. So and that's when I gave up. And that truck literally sat for a year just because of the transmission lines. Because I got fed up.
Hey guys,
with it.
give me 2 seconds. I got to hit the outdoor facilities real quick.
There you go.
Go water the flowers. But yeah, I was saying I was looking up neon signs because I'm not sure if you guys seen Life Apollos. He has that Life Apollo sign that hangs behind him.
Mm-mm.
It just says Life Apollos. It's just a neon sign. I think he has another one of I forget what he bought another sign and I forget that one says. I think it says something about his beard because like he's known for his beard is like a running joke on his channel now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta move my camera. I don't like where it's at, but that's just me. I think I want to move it back more over here in front of me again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was looking up one. I was trying to see, like, for me to have one that says NOVAtazz Customs on two. Like I even tried just doing it NOVAtazz. The problem is for the one company that I saw, for me to have 8 letters, I have to go with a 30-inch sign.
Yeah.
Which kicks me up to that higher price range. And it was like $200.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. I mean, as much as I'd want one, I don't know if I could swing that and justify that. You know, but it would be really cool to have like a NOVAtazz custom sign behind me. But also, I don't necessarily have the depth in the room that I'm in. I mean, I'm probably going to move forward another couple of inches when I build the desk, but you know, I don't have that much room behind me to touch the wall. So having a bright neon sign right behind me is just going to be like I don't have that field of view because he's got like a good 6-7 feet from behind where he sits to the wall is there. So he
Yeah.
has a lot of display room behind him.
Oh, phew. Starting to get a little chilly out tonight.
Well, as long as when you go outside and you pee and it doesn't freeze before it hits the ground, you should be good.
Well, we're not to that point yet.
When you start building snowman with your pee.
Yeah.
What's that water bottle trick where you pour the water and it literally freezes as it's coming out of the bottle?
Oh, that was a trend like on Insta. People would take hot water in a bucket or something, or damn near boiling water,
and throw it up in the cold weather.
And you take it and you get a camera from the side of you, and then you just like flip it up in the air and you film it in slow motion. But people ended up burning themselves.
Yeah, well,
So
what this is if you take a bottle of purified water and you put it in the freezer just to the freezing point, you can just tap the side of the bottle and it will instantly cause it to chain reaction freeze the whole bottle.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's scientific. It's like they're right there on that volatile edge that any kind of disturbance or impurity, it's got to be perfectly pure water. Because if there's any impurities, it'll freeze. So what happens is you just jostle it or move it or touch it to something with an impurity, and it'll just instantly start to freeze. And so literally, what you can do is it'll literally freeze as it's pouring out of the bottle, and sometimes it'll actually freeze all the way up into the bottle if you don't pour it fast enough.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. That's what I was thinking of when you were talking about being really cold outside. But yeah, hey Chris, are you okay over there? You've been kind of silent.
Well, his mic community is probably road raging at people.
Probably.
I can attest there's no blood or bodies yet.
Keyword yet.
You've missed it. You missed it, Matt. You know how like Home Improvement had Wilson, right?
Yes, yeah.
Chris is our Wilson because you never see him.
You never see his face.
We got to see on the other side of the fence a few times. He was at a hotel the one night during our live stream, and you could actually see him.
That was scary.
Yeah, one night in a motel, one night in a truck.
I
was already in Philly a day early. I
remember from like from when I used to come on the live streams months ago. Like, you know, I'd watch the replay of your live streams and stuff, and it's like I know it's Chris because I see the Peterbilt, sign in the background.
You never see him. So we actually got a whole live stream where he was like in a brightly lit room, and it was like, wow.
What I need to do, I need to get a switch somewhere other than over here on the dash. When somebody pisses me off, I can kind of sit here and just, like the pissed off meter or whatever you want to call it. Turn it how you want. Just start flashing.
The salt.
Yeah, Chris is on a rant. Chris is on a rant.
But yeah, this live stream has gotten kind of comfortable where it's at. I mean, I kind of wish we had more people that popped in here. Like I was reminiscing the other day about when I first jumped onto here from doing Greg's live streams for as long as I did. I'm surprised I actually mentioned him by name on this live stream. That's been a big no-no. But I was looking back. I mean, some of those videos had well over 100 views.
There's one that I remember vividly, and it was one that I actually could not join. I forget what, I think I had to work early or whatever. But it was like men behaving badly. And it was it was Greg, Jay's channel, everything. And it was such a fun live stream to watch. Even I wasn't there, but I kind of miss those days when it was and that was before the whole social adventures thing.
Yeah, well, that was the social adventures is what ended it for me. But I was talking about right after that when it was on my channel. I used to have right now I pretty consistently have Big E, Chris, and Curtis. Cletus. pretty consistently. But it was pretty cool because I would have like two different set of co-hosts. I would have my early game, which would have been like you and Jason, and no, actually no, it wouldn't have been you because I think you were still doing.
Yeah, I was on Social Adventures for a while there.
Right, all right, and I had refused to go back because that it wasn't much. His whole thing didn't benefit me much at all to begin with.
His whole thing didn't benefit anybody
No.
except him.
No, because he wasn't. It wasn't like Grant and Jason's thing works for both of them.
I love what they do because every other week, like 1 week it's Jason's,
Right,
the other
they
week
split
it's
it up.
Grant, back and forth. That's
Which,
awesome.
Greg could have done that.
He could have. What
Jason
and not to Monday morning quarterback it, but what killed? Like I understand that he needed to change from the YouTube pack to something else. I get that, but if he would have done that a totally different way, kept all of us in the loop, it would have thrived. It would have been, yeah.
I think I also stepped away because of regardless of how well or whatever it was doing, his relationship with Felicia and him and her, it still weirds me out today.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that I know how old she is and I see the pictures that she's putting out now because they every once in a while pop up on my Instagram. And it's just like, I don't feel comfortable. You know, and granted, she needs to do her own thing, but it just the fact of it just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
To be perfectly honest, I don't even think Felicia and her mom are that communicative. And I think the last I heard was, I think Karen had and Felicia had a falling out with Greg.
Yeah,
and that was
and the thing is Greg's whole channel turned to revolve around. I wouldn't say exposing Felicia.
Well, it's not even Felicia anymore.
I don't even know.
He doesn't even do stuff with Felicia anymore.
I don't even know who he has on there now. But it just became too.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut, but yeah. I'll message you, Sean. But
all right.
Yeah,
it just creeped me out, and I just didn't.
It's not Felicia, but yeah.
It didn't fit well with me. It just the motives didn't seem in the right place. And so I kind of just distanced myself from that whole situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I had to talk with somebody else and found out Greg's like backstory, and it just made me like totally cringy.
Huh.
So yeah, I just backed my whole self away from that whole situation. Went and did my other way because, like I said, the stuff that he was doing wasn't promoting my channel. It wasn't promoting me. And even though if you go back through all of my videos promotes his freaking, the original YouTube pack thing. Every single one of my videos, at the end of it, promotes it, and now I regret it.
Yeah, it does. It was always centered around him. It's really.
I did not grow a single YouTube subscriber from his content.
No, honestly, I've grown more with the exploring community than I ever did with the car community.
Yeah. And your content with the exploring community is awesome. Same with AK Camaro. I mean, it works for you guys.
Yeah.
Me, I wouldn't be able to do it. Because I get too distracted when I'm out in places like that I won't film. Even when I do
struggle with that sometimes. I have an idea of what I want to do, but then it's like I do struggle with that. So I know what you're saying there.
When I'm out somewhere, I have ADHD. When I'm out somewhere, I want to live in what I'm doing.
You don't necessarily want to film everything.
No, especially when I'm not a vlogger, and I don't like going to car shows and vlogging. I mean, I've never really made none of my car show vlogging whatevers.
You're more like you see more at home from what I've seen. More at home with like the build stuff, like what Jason does, what Send It Steve does. You like being in a garage. And
creating something. I don't mind filming what I'm creating because I'm all by myself. It's just me and the camera.
Yeah.
Even here, when I first start my YouTube live, every freaking this week was different because I was already a beverage or two into my night when I started. Most of the time, I won't open up a beverage until the live stream starts
Yeah.
because I'm not a big heavy drinker. I drink socially. The only reason I drink is because I'm hanging out with you guys and stuff like that. When I'm by myself, the only time I'll have a drink is if I'm having something good would go good with a beer.
Yeah.
Like I'm at a restaurant and I'm having steak, or I'm at home and having, a steak or something like that. Ribs. Yeah, sure, I'll crack open a beer. But it might be the only beer I crack open.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not a fan of drinking by myself. But again, the same thing is like doing this, when I first start my live stream, I'm nervous. It's not until I'm about a half hour, 20 minutes in, and sometimes you'll notice because I'll start not necessarily completely paying attention to the live chat, which I'm sorry, I'm bad, it's ADHD. I start focusing on the conversation that we're having. I forget about the little blue lines that are over here flashing behind me.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but then again, normally I have other co-hosts that are also watching the chat, and they'll might catch my eye or something like that.
Yeah.
Not that the chat isn't important, because obviously without the chat, then it's just a group call between us guys.
Yeah, for some reason, like now that I have this set up properly, I have StreamYard open on my laptop here, but I don't see the chat for some reason.
You're not going to, because I'm not live. Like most of the time when you join StreamYard for live streams, they're using StreamYard to broadcast to YouTube.
Okay.
If you notice, there's no live icon up in the top corner of StreamYard.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I'm not live through StreamYard. And if you got to actually open up YouTube and mute the live stream, or just pull up the chat, doesn't matter which one you do. But if you watch my live stream, what would be in StreamYard is only in the top corner of my whole live stream. Because I'm screen grabbing our conversation off of StreamYard and importing it into OBS. If you notice, I also have my logo covering the top corner.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so yeah, I just opened up YouTube, so I see.
You'll get two different things. You'll have the chat that you see live on the screen on the actual live feed is actually a little bit behind if you were to open up a pop-up window of the chat itself.
Yeah.
It's not much of a lag, but it is enough if you're having a conversation for it to, like, I have it on the lowest latency setting. So literally it's only maybe like 3 or 4 seconds difference. Now I can't film in 4K or anything like that because of that.
Well, I think YouTube, still only allows 720 if I'm not mistaken.
No, I can stream in 4K. I can stream in 4K.
Streaming 4K?
Streaming 4K, I can if I want to.
I can if I want to.
But it may be not because you don't have 1,000 subs yet. It might be something that's unlocked.
Yeah.
But I can stream in 4K, but I can't stream in 4K in ultra low latency. Which means like there's a buffer. Like the bigger the latency, maybe the more stable the stream is, but the more there is a delay from what I broadcast to what the YouTube streamers see, which means that's the longer time that they can see it, that then they can reply to it, that I can then see their reply. So by the time that whole loop comes around to where I see what they replied to what I said, you could be 30 seconds to a minute and a half behind, which is kind of hard to hold a conversation.
What I ran into last weekend when I did mine, a lot of comments, people enjoyed it, but a lot of comments were like, they said it looked like a robot because it was so laggy. Like the picture was good.
That's what I was trying to tell you is, there.
And you said you have it at the lowest latency?
Well, there's two things going on there. A could be your settings in Open Broadcaster. Okay, there is a specific formula of settings to set up to be able to stream to YouTube, for YouTube to be able to receive it and broadcast it nicely with the least amount of road bumps. And Broadcaster does not have it set up that way out of the box.
Right.
So you have to go in there. You can find some YouTube videos of the perfect way to set up your open broadcaster for your internet connection speed, your computer hardware, and different things. So like all of that stuff makes a difference between how YouTube gets it. And then there's stuff you can do in YouTube that can change, how it receives stuff.
Yeah.
Like Camaro Time. Hey, Camaro Time! I didn't even see you pop in here. We have Pete in here. Pete and Repeat. Got to give you guys a shout out. But yeah, there's certain things that and it took me a while. I mean, you've seen how many bad live streams did I do, and how many freaking, I had lots of bumps in the road before I got it down to where I can just pop everything on and go.
Yeah, I need to do some more like unlisted to fine tune and get this just right, because I would love to live stream every week, because it's one of my favorite things to do. Is just
there are some things and tricks and trips that tricks and trips. Yeah, sure. that I have done. Like, I have that waiting screen there for a reason. Like, if you ever catch the beginning of my live stream, the first 10 minutes of it is nothing but a countdown. But just recently, I made that countdown a little more interesting. It's a build up. It starts from a car not being able to start at all the way up to like a race engine running. So it does like this whole process of like basically, like different stages of fixing a car to the point to where now the car is running good, and then the live stream starts.
Yeah.
You've got to check it out. If you haven't checked it out, the first time I did it was last week, and then I did it again this week. So if it's a couple minutes. It's
I'll go back. Cool. I'll go back and check the replay. Yeah.
But like that's something that I've also added recently. But the whole point of having that 10-minute time thing, it lets me set up all of my stuff. So it lets me set everything up while that 10-minute clock down is ticking down. I'm getting the people in the live stream set up. I'm getting my live stream stuff set up. I'm also checking I'm also checking the health of the live stream to see if it's buffering correctly and that it's got, good data connection and all of that stuff. And it also gives YouTube 10 minutes to get out that freaking stupid notification that I'm live. Because even though you put your live stream for saying it's going to be at 9 o'clock, you can put it out there that it's going to be at 9 o'clock, and people won't start popping in until you're 10, 15, 20 minutes into your live stream. Because that's by the time they got the notification.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to start my live stream a couple minutes early. Again, like I said, it lets me check my stream health and all of that stuff. But it also lets people have time to grab their drink, grab their snacks, whatever. They know I'm live. They know that I'm not going to, like most of my regulars know, I'm not technically going to start the live stream and come up on the live until 9 o'clock. I just start the stream 10 minutes early with that countdown because, like I said, it gives YouTube that chance to get the notifications out and all of that stuff. Because I also not always the best habit of scheduling my live stream days in advance. But I also find that sometimes, even if I do schedule my live streams in advance, I get more people to pop in when I only like schedule my live stream a half hour before I start. I don't know why, but it seems to be that most of the time I get more people in here when I'm late.
Mm-hmm.
Versus when, like, I've also noticed that with Grant stuff, they'll put their live stream out the whole week before. The problem is I'll see it like 5 days before their live stream goes on, but then the night of, I forget about it, or it doesn't pop up, or whatever. Even if I click the give me a notification for when they go live, I still won't get it till 10, 20 minutes into their live stream, and they only run a half-hour live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 10, 20 minutes into it, by the time I get down, get stuff booted up and get in, they're closing. I actually won the award on their end of the season wrap up for late to the party. Because almost every single time I would show up with 10 or 15 minutes left of their live stream. It was kind of funny though. But yeah, I was always popping in late because this notifications suck.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, I've got like when I do premieres, I know they say to click the notification bell and click everything to all, but I think it also has to do with how frequently you watch a channel. Like I have people that have come over from JP's channel. You know, some of his fans have become my fans,
Yeah.
and when I go live or when I do a premiere, when I upload a video, I mean, I get people instantly.
Yeah, like I mean,
Yeah,
you're on my subscription list.
and they say
I
they get
rarely
notified
see
right
any of
away.
your
So,
stuff pop up on my stream. I have to go through my subscriptions to be able to see your stuff.
huh.
And I have the notification bell hanging on, but it does because, and the same thing goes with like SWRNC Pete, the my friend Pete channel that I watch.
Yeah,
I haven't watched him for a little while because he's done a lot of live streams. I don't tend to watch live streams. Why? Because I don't have the attention span to sit down and watch them.
yeah.
I get bored. I can't sit still long enough to sit here.
Oh, I'm like that. I'm like that too. And there's one guy. His channel's the Everyday Dad, and he does a lot of tech gear and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But lately, since like earlier this year, or actually December of last year, he started doing a lot of like laptops, tablet, phones, stuff like that review. He used to do camera reviews, so that's how I
That's what you
found him.
wanted.
Yeah, but and even though I have like his notification bell clicked for everything, because I haven't watched him in months, other stuff I guess gets promoted before his
Yep.
does.
Yeah, it's like it's the same thing Facebook does. You know, I have friends that I don't talk to every day, but I want to know when something important in their life happens, and I find out months later, oh, they got married. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you didn't even pop up on my newsfeed. You know, and it's just this is people that I've known since childhood, and you know, it's just like, you know, yeah, we don't talk every day, but it doesn't mean that I don't, wasn't keeping an eye on. I just may not have commented everything because I'm not really a commenter, even YouTube. You know, most people don't know when I watch their video because I don't comment. Why?
Yeah,
Because most of the time I'm watching it, it's on my Xbox, and if you ever try to freaking, you can't comment on Xbox.
yeah.
You know, you can't. And so then I like even when I'm watching Jason and Grant's thing, not only am I watching it on Xbox, but then I'll pull it up on my phone and mute it on my phone just so I can comment.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah. So I'm not going
Well,
to
see,
sit
like
there with
right now I have so I have my camera, and then got StreamYard up on my laptop, and then I have my phone. That's why I keep looking over here to my right. I have the chat going. In Camera Time, it's a Matt. What camera are you using? Looks good. Oh, I'm using the Panasonic G9 with the Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens.
Hold on, I can't hear you guys. I lost my button mic. Anyway, you were saying like that, like my system right now, I have my phone sitting here for Facebook and all that, but you know, I have the big monitor, and then I also have this one here with all the analytics.
Right.
This is still the laptop that I've always used. It still does just fine for doing this stuff. But like, you know, and then this one, as you can see, that screen's pretty crowded.
Is that 27 inches?
It's a 29
32.
inch. It's a 29 inch ultra wide.
Okay.
What is it? It's a 22. What
It's like 20.
Yeah, Elliot would
I'm
know.
looking to get a new. I'm looking to get a
25.
new monitor.
It's like 2550 by 1920 or something like that.
1080. Isn't it like
Camaro says
25,
he's
50
got
by 1080?
a regular 29
1080.
inch. Yeah, I'm looking for a 27.
Yeah.
27 inch.
This is, like I said, this is an ultra wide 29 inch. It's about the size of a 27 inch with an extra 6 inches of screen.
Oh, okay. So it's more narrow,
Yeah,
but
it's
yet
long.
It's why. Gotcha.
Which works for especially because it allows me to have all of this open because you can't.
Yeah,
see
you
it
can
now.
have a lot more windows open.
Right. I have 1, 2, 3 windows on a tile that's tucked down here at the bottom that you could only see the very top of the tiles because that has my OBS chat cloud chatbot dashboard and my Facebook is open. Over on the right hand side of the screen is StreamYard, which is what I'm using to talk to you guys in. In the center was my OBS, and on the right is the chat, or left. All the way on the left was the chat. And then I have, on this laptop, I have the chat again, and then I have the analytics for the video is up. I would rather have 2 of these ultra-wide 29 screens. Preferably. Because then I can literally have just what I'm recording on one screen. I don't have to worry about anything else accidentally popping up in front of it. Because unfortunately right now, as you can see, my mouse is now picking your nose right there.
I said don't.
If you're watching the live stream, you can't see it on yours, but my mouse is kind of tickling your nose at the moment. Because again, everything is on one screen, so if my mouse accidentally slides over there, you can see it, which is annoying because OBS used to not track your mouse. You could click the thing so it wouldn't track your mouse.
Yeah.
But now it's for some reason I can't find that option to click that off. But it would be nice because then I can have just the one screen dedicated to the OBS. And, I mean the StreamYard, which there's a couple things I can do with that. Number one, I can make the StreamYard a lot bigger, which means I can make the resolution look a lot nicer in OBS.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too bad because I have my resolution's really high on this monitor on the desktop, so it's not too bad.
Stop.
But yeah, I mean, preferably I'd like another monitor, but for right now this works. I mean, this monitor was free. I got it from my brother. It has a line of dead pixels down the one, like just one line of dead pixels on the one side of the screen.
What are you fucking playing with?
For me, being a free screen, considering this was a $200, $300. Oh, see you later, Pete. Considering this is a $200 or $300 monitor, for me, one line of dead pixels for a free monitor, I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
it's not that noticeable. I mean, I can see it, I know it's there, but like when I'm gaming and stuff, it's not super noticeable. So yeah, to me, it's not that annoying. Now, if there was a whole section of the screen that was screwed up, yeah, then that'd be a different story. You too, Pete. But yeah, I like the setup that I have. It's just with the one screen, it's a little crowded. With you just being on your laptop, though, I couldn't do that.
I'm just glad it's actually working. I mean,
it's like me when I first got this thing working. Yeah,
it's like what was it? It was before I did my live stream last week.
That's a gone, Lucy.
Yeah, she's had enough.
I decided I went online and I looked to see if Panasonic had software that could allow me to connect the camera to the computer without a capture card, and they did. Canon kind of spurred that. I think it was about a year ago, where they had software you could download for Windows PC where you didn't have to have like an actual capture card to use your camera as a webcam. And so I went on and I was like, well, let me see if it works. And sure enough, it did. And I have my wireless Rode Wireless Go plugged into the microphone port. And then I've got, this little guy right here.
Yeah.
The receiver. And I have a cardboard box right behind my laptop here. That's why it's like almost level.
All right.
And then I have my microphone sitting right there. So
like Jess is actually
it works.
Jess is more set up to go live streaming even than I am. She's got one of those Yeti. Is it Yeti? Your
Yeti is an excellent
Snowball.
microphone.
Yeah, she has a Snowball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know those.
She has a Snowball microphone. She's got the whole. She's got the boom. She's got a freaking boom arm. She's got a boom arm before I do. And the thing is, the running joke is actually Jess's computer is almost more set up to do stuff like that than mine is. Now, granted, I'm running a 12 core. She's only running the 8 core. She's running the 3700X, which is the 8 core like boosted CPU. She's running 64 gigs of RAM in her computer.
Wow, I got my editing computer has 32.
That's what this one has.
Premiere Pro.
This one has 32. And she has the same memory I do. It's 3200 megahertz of the what is it? The something Neo. What is it? The box is over there somewhere. But the Trident Z Neo.
Okay.
Which is the AMD stuff. But we have the 3200 megahertz. I have 32 gigs, and she has 64 gigs.
What kind of video card is she running?
Her graphics card?
Yeah.
She's running the same, not the same company, but the same graphics card. She's running a 5700 XT. Hers is from ROG Strix. She's got the 3-bladed one from ROG Strix with the light up. I think it's the same one that, not the same card, but the same type, like the Red Dragon that Z Outlaw SS was running, which is he's now Beach Bum or something. How much memory? More memory than apparently you have right now. But anyway, so I'm running the MSI's overclock. I think it's Mech. Yeah, the Mech overclock card from the 5700 XT. Hers runs faster. Because hers runs cooler. I have mine's a twin fan. Hers is a tri-fan, and it's huge. It makes mine look tiny.
That's ROG for you.
But and hers has RGB on it. But yeah, so she has the three fan 5700 XT because when I built mine with the 2600 and the just a 570 AMD card. And like I said, found out real quick that it couldn't play the games at the high level settings I wanted to play them at, and it couldn't do DaVinci the way I wanted to. So I stepped up slowly. I got the card for right around 360, 380, and then when she built hers. That's about right, yeah. When she built hers, she was asking what cards to get. I'm like, all right, well, get this card, get this. I asked her how much money did you want to spend on a CPU? Do you need the most whatever? What did you want to do with your system? And so that's why we came up with just getting the 8 core instead of the 12 core because the 12 core was going for like $600 and the 8 core was like $350. And then I found my 12 core for like $400, like $200 less than MSRP.
Yeah,
but it was used. But I didn't really care at that point. It still worked. As long as it worked, I didn't care. But like she's got 1 terabyte of NVMe, the M.2, the little tiny bubble stick cards, and then she's got 1 terabyte of SSD, also in M.2. She has all of her storage is on her motherboard. She doesn't have.
I think I have one of those like it literally looks like a stick of gum.
Yeah, that's an M.2.
That's the main hard drive. I think mine is.
Is it an SSD or is it an NVMe though? Because that's a difference.
I'm not really sure. I know it literally is like a stick of gum, and you plug it into the motherboard.
Like I said, Jess's computer has 2 of those. One is an NVMe, which is 4 times as fast as an SSD, and then she has an SSD. Her NVMe is her boot drive. That's what runs all of the programs.
That's what I have my operating system.
Right, but like I said, again, there's a difference between having an SSD or an NVMe. SSD is your typical memory that you would have like in your phone or on a USB stick or an SD card. That's that type of memory. NVMe is different. It's faster. It's more expensive, but it's faster.
Well, yeah.
I mean, mine wasn't that expensive, so it's probably just
an
regular
SSD.
SSD.
Which is there's nothing wrong with
Then
an
I have
SSD.
the little SSD about that big.
Yeah, I have
1
one of those.
terabyte.
I have
My
one of
regular
those.
hard drive.
I just realized my computer, my thing is not pointed in the right way. There we go. But I have one of those up here, which is funny because like you normally think like your I/O shield is back here, right? Obviously, I don't have an I/O shield because you can see there's 2 fans sitting right there.
Yeah.
My I/O shield is up here. My computer doesn't like go this way. Well, actually, most computers would actually go this way. My computer goes from top down. So like my whole motherboard hangs from the top of the case and hangs down. So like my GPU is running this way. And then my CPU is right here. My I/O shield is up here. Right? And then like my power supply is down here in the bottom. So it's weird. My system hangs at like a 90-degree difference from where everyone else is, which is also why I'm allowed to face it this way.
Yeah.
Because most computers, the back of the computer would be up here.
Yeah.
In the orientation, if the clear glass was on this side, and then the front of it is over here. Which actually, yeah, you would think that looking at it that this would be the front of my case, and it's not. This is the back of my case.
Mm-hmm.
The front of my case is up here. You can see there's the other fans are sitting up there. And this is actually a huge case too. But I was saying it's like both mine and her, our computers both boot off of 1 terabyte NVMe. I have another terabyte of that 2.5-inch SSD. Literally, these computers can shut down and turn back up and start a program in less than 20 seconds.
It's pretty good.
Literally, I can hit the off button, turn it off. It'll shut down, start back up. It takes me longer to put my password in than it does to reboot the computer. And my password is just 4 numbers. It's just a PIN.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Big E's had that where I've had to disappear and come back, and I'm probably back before he has a chance to sneeze. Back up and in Discord and play and getting ready to play a game with, and back. I'm almost back in the game that we were playing before he doesn't have a chance to miss me.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the difference between an SSD, a hard drive, and NVMe. A hard drive. Remember when you used to boot off of a hard drive, and it would take like 2 to 5 minutes to reboot your computer after you shut it off?
Yeah.
You'd go get yourself a cup of coffee, and maybe it might be boot back up by the time you came back. And then the SSD, that's like maybe 30 seconds, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, maybe. I don't know how long does yours take normally to once it turns off to boot back on to where you can like start doing stuff on the Windows screen, like back to your desktop.
Mine's not that long. If I shut it completely down and then hit power,
I'm talking from the time you hit
15
shut
seconds,
down.
maybe.
I'm talking from the time you hit the shutdown, and it goes through its shutdown procedure, turns off, turns back on. You put your password in and go back to the desktop.
If I hit restart,
Yeah.
I've never timed it. Maybe 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's about like mine's like.
No, it's. Let me put it this way: it's negligible. I don't even notice it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that's the difference between me and Big E's. Big E's takes a little while to boot up compared to mine. Not long.
Well,
but-
yeah. I mean, even if I had an NVMe SSD, I couldn't use it to its fullest.
Because you don't have the
Oh,
PCI
anything.
Express. You don't have the Gen 4 PCI PSI. Yeah, I can't talk.
You don't have Gen 4 either
Yeah, no. Top slot
No, you
Gen
don't.
4.
on B450.
I'm pretty sure.
No, it's B550. No, it's B550M actually. B450 does not
No.
have PCIe Gen 4.
What's the top slot on the? Because I know the lower ones are not not the same one as the top one.
Well, the top one is probably PCIe 3, and the rest are 2.0.
Yeah, probably. But I know I can use full.
Bye, Chris.
Bye, Chris. I can fully use the NVMe on the top slot. But if I were to put in a second M.2, I would have to move the NVMe down to the bottom slot, which would be only half speed.
Yeah.
Well, granted, it's still faster than the SSD, but
Yeah.
There he
Hi,
is.
Chris. We lost you for a second.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Just for a second.
Did you die, go to heaven, and come back and decided it wasn't worth it?
Nah, I wouldn't get that lucky. They was trying to put me in a hockey game, but figured out I was going to take over down there, so they sent me back here to make everybody miserable.
Okay. Well, you don't make us miserable, so you're not doing your job very well.
Oh, I am. Trust me, I've got a lot of number ones today. I feel like Chase Elliott won in the championship. I've been number one everywhere. Especially when I came through Chicago.
You just need to start handing out those foam fingers.
Yeah.
So I'll do better than that. My mom, she got all those guys at Christmas one year. She had this lady at the senior center where she worked that could do the knitting shit, whatever they do with the yarn, they make stuff.
Yeah. Crochet, knitting, depending on what it is.
Yeah, she had this woman make all the guys in the family like those U-shaped pillows, travel pillows you get to put around your neck when you're traveling.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I could use one of those sometimes.
Yeah, that type of a thing. Big spread, you lay your head on it, relax, whatnot. It was a pillow. Would you say the two items that were placed in front of this pillow she made were, if anybody that's had kids and ever used the Playtex nursers with the big rubber nipples where you put the plastic bag in the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, two of those rubber nipples, they were required items in the front of it.
Oh.
So we have a pillow that is essentially a color-coordinated set of boobs. And it's great when you're going down the road at night because you just raise hell to everybody. You turn a light on, you stick it up in the morning thinking, we're going to flash out. Oh, yeah, in your face. Have a good night.
Well, on that note.
Chris, you're driving my guests away.
Have another beer.
No, it's getting late, honestly, guys. I didn't realize how late it was. Tomorrow,
we're normally on here. I normally cut us off at 1 if we're up that late, but the live stream has gotten so good conversation wise that we tend to find ourselves more often than not still streaming past 12, and then we'll get off of here and we'll just chill in the StreamYard app without being live for like another hour, just chit chatting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know how that goes.
But yeah, hopefully I see you on the live stream more often. I know you have other.
Yeah, I definitely. Now that I'm whittling this down a little bit, I definitely want to get on, and hopefully with the winter months coming up, my work schedule
hopefully you don't have to stay out
down a little bit
all the time and freeze your butt off either.
Well, the patio heater is going right there, so. Even I don't mind having the garage door as my background because now using the good camera. So the patio heater will be right here. So I'll be nice and toasty, even if it is below freezing outside. So
it'd be cool if you could get it to the backdrop. Is the fireplace and all that? Because that's a nicer backdrop. But yeah, I understand.
The only problem with that is like where I'm sitting in like a regular chair at a picnic table. And that's what I have my camera on with a box and my laptop. Right. The fireplace, I want to say, is about 5.5, almost 6 feet up in the air. So I would literally have to sit on a stool to have.
You have to have like my table that I have. I have one of those high top.
It's pretty high. So.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm playing around with different things. So
the other thing you do is set the camera low and point up too.
Yeah, I could do that.
Because like there's sometimes where like right now I have this camera's actually above me, pointing down because I mean I could have it down and pointing up, but
This one is excuse me. This one is almost level with my face. It's slightly tilted up a little bit.
yeah, I can tell his is above his face. Obviously Chris is down low.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually got pissy the one time because he had it over to where it was actually pointed at him, but we couldn't see him anyway, and we couldn't see the Peterbilt sign either because he was in his other truck and it wouldn't point, like he couldn't change the direction of where it was pointing in his other truck.
That was that rental truck we had when this one caught fire.
Yeah.
Go. Oh, there we go. So now we're kind of in vlog mode here. So that's the wall I want to use.
Yeah.
Dang.
With the couch.
You just gotta get yourself one of those.
So I'm kind of figuring out how I'm gonna do that.
Just get yourself one of those folding like couch tables. I used to do that. I used to do that all the time for Greg's live streams. When I was on the couch, my computer would literally just be on one of those folding, like couch tables. The ones that you can put away. Just get yourself one of those. I mean, if you're only using the laptop and, if you put your camera on a tripod, you can put the camera anywhere. Then I'll use...
I it's on my mini tripod right now. That's why I could kind of hold it and vlog with it. But
yeah,
I do have a regular tripod. So
I have my big tripod that I've always had. And then we have two of these littler... I forget what brand they are, but you can get them at Walmart for like $30. But yeah, I've got tripods. I got tripods out the wazoo.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have more. But
I'm hoping to. Next weekend we are helping Mel's daughter move. They, her and her fiance got an apartment, and the kids are leaving the house. So that's going to be an exciting weekend. So I may or may not be on next weekend. I'm not sure.
There's no expectation or whatever. Just like before, there's no expectation to stay the whole time either. When I stream for 3 hours, that's no expectation.
I'm hoping to get on more.
Yeah, I think the most we streamed is almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny, like when we pop into Jason's channel, I'm like, oh, we've been on for it's 8:40 now, and it's like, wow, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started 40 minutes into my live stream. We're just getting going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I the only time I'm ever that short is if there's nobody on to chit chat with, because at that point it's just boring.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out and talk to myself.
This was fun, man. It was great seeing everybody.
Yeah, hope to see you on more often than that. In fact, actually, my monitor just yelled me at that it's been on for 4 hours and it wants to turn off. It pops up and says, if you don't touch me within 5 minutes, I'm shutting myself off. So then I have to go in and fondle the nipple underneath the screen so that way it stays on for another 4 hours. Got to get it excited every once in a while.
Thanks again for the invite, Sean, Chris, Biggie. Great to see you guys, and hoping to be on next weekend.
Well, like always, the invite will be in your inbox Sunday evening. If you choose not to use it, that's up to you.
All right.
But it'll always be there until you tell me not to send it to you. So,
all right. Well, have a good night, guys. Hope you have a great weekend, and hope
you too, man.
All right. See you later, Matt. All right. You know what? Everybody that's still in here, we're gonna give another bonus to. So that's your cue to write something in the chat. Yep, there you go. Points.
Points? What?
Chris isn't even on the screen. Yep, he's away from the post. We're just gonna go 10,000 points.
Ooh.
Guys, long haul. You guys were here. Everybody that's in the chat right now has been basically here since the beginning of the live stream. And we already know that the freaking Streamlabs is not freaking counting how long you guys are freaking here. That catches Mrs. Formy almost like is getting close to stuff with Cletus. That'll tell you yours. If you pipe in top, then it'll tell everybody's. But
Oh, well. Oh, I'm up to 18,412.
right.
I forgot it was.
You're right underneath Matt.
Aw, geez.
Matt has 25,290.
Oh, yeah. Top 6.
Whoop, whoop. But with that being said, we are probably going to close it down for the night. Obviously, we'll leave the StreamYard open so that way when Chris comes back. Well, we'll wait till Chris comes back and then we'll close it for the night. I don't know how long he's going to be gone.
We should just like come back, but just be like just out of camera frame. So he comes back, he's like, "Oh, where the hell did everyone go?"
It's just the empty rooms.
I know, right? Your fans are sitting over there going.
Miss Farmy, do you know how long it's going to be till Chris comes back? Because I don't want to pop out of here without him being able to say goodbye.
Oh wait, we never mentioned my thing.
Well, we never did. Well, you're just going to have to save it for next week.
It's not going to be here next week.
All right. Well, you can show it off. Go ahead. Let me put.
All right. So I had to order a part for my truck, and
yeah, look, you're so big.
Well,
it's taking up your whole bed. It's your bed mate for the night.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sit here just
We got a sweet cat. Got a sweet couple of cats to sleep with.
Yep.
It looks like you abducted somebody off the street and wrapped them up in fucking cellophane and threw them on your bed.
Oh yeah, because people are just made out of freaking stainless steel.
From a distance, it could be an upper torso and 2 legs. Just be a small person. You just abducted a midget.
Yeah, a small person.
You just abducted a midget.
No, a small person with O2 bungs, just like welded into their bung.
That just makes them all that more attractive.
Everybody
likes it when they're freaking, when their street friend comes with bongs.
Make me small, damn it.
You gotta look up Tiny Trixie on Instagram.
Do I?
Yeah. Anyway, no idea. We're not on the phone. Okay. I feel bad because I'm gonna end up closing the live stream and
he doesn't get to say goodbye.
Yeah, I know. I feel cruddy.
Oh well.
Wait, is that a shadow? I don't know. I'm trying to read the shadows on the back of his truck to see if it's a person approaching his door.
Unlikely. You're not going to see light coming from that low.
Yeah, it was just a. Anywho, all right, we're gonna catch you guys next week. Thank you guys all for joining, and we'll see you, like I said, again here next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll do this all over again. All right, catch you later.
Peace.